found in St. Joseph.
From Region 1 Wrestling at Wallkill Valley, GardenStateHSWrestling, Jag 1 and Champion Athletes presents the Region 1 Finals. I am Donald J. Brower. I'm your host. I'm here with a man who joined us for the county tournament a couple weeks ago, but the stakes are a little higher now. Brad Soltis. Brad, talk about this. And I know you've been here before. You've won a region. What's going on with these kids' heads right now?
Well, I was feeling it myself this morning, the butterflies, not the broadcasting, just coming down here, and I know the nerves from being a wrestler, being a coach. This is it. This is like, the lights are on you. Do you want a top seed down in AC, or are you ready to pack it in and get ready for baseball and track season? So this is exciting. We're going to see some great matches today. There's a lot of talented wrestlers that you just saw in the lineup, so I'm excited for some great matches today.
It's going to almost seem like a St. Joseph Montvale dual meet, 12 kids in the finals. Nice takedown there.
Good finish.
And
good front head spin around.
We remember seeing Marchetto as he won the county tournament earlier, coming in as a top seed, and he facing Vincent Pano, who had a nice run, beat the 4 seed in the quarters, and then wound up beating the young man from Ridge, the freshman, in the semis.
Yeah, both underclassmen, both have a few losses, but you never know, that could be early on in the season. Wrestlers get better over time, so who knows?
Yeah, especially
this looks like a pretty even matchup so far, though.
Especially with the crew, St. Joseph Montvale is wrestling.
Marchetto, I remember from the county finals, had some really nice takedowns. He needs to set him up. It looks like
he was a little funky in the finals.
Is really, really tough in his stance. There he goes. He needs to post. Oh, that was a good whizzer by Pano. It's going switch there. Crack down position. Marchetto needs to go back to that and hook the leg. There he goes. He just needs to cut the corner. It's a really good scramble here. Pano did a terrific job of neutralizing that, because Marchetto was in really deep there, cut the corner.
Great defense all out. He knew he had a short time. He didn't have to go crazy there.
Yep.
As we get to start here in a second, you hear the announcement that somebody's going to get towed. It's not a region tournament if somebody doesn't get their car towed.
That's right. Both guys working the switch. Pano's got the cradle lock. not a good position for Marchetto.
Marchetto had that leg, but wound up having to make Pano break the cradle.
Marchetto did a good job, though, of sucking in the elbows to neutralize that, so. Could probably stalemate it.
Should, I think 80 seconds now unless they get pumped and pulled out. Got a stalling on Marchetto. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in here on a early Sunday for the finals. We appreciate everything and you guys coming out and checking us out today. Is caution on Marchetto. They're going to run, as you can hear, you'll hear different whistles. They're running the finals in the middle mat, the third place to the left of us, and the fifth place down far mat. As Marchetto ties it up here. Oh, I'm sorry, Marchetto. No.
Pano.
Did the Pano ties it up? He lifted the wrong wrist. I was going by his hands.
Pano's really good on the re-attack. Whenever Marchetto lets up just for a second, he's right in on a sweep single.
You know what's interesting? Maybe I'm wrong. You could tell me as a better wrestler than I ever was. Marchetto just started wearing the headpiece recently. Does that kind of restrict your peripheral? Because it seems like it's kind of, you know what I mean? It might be something like that, because if you're not used to it, maybe it affects your vision. I don't know. Would that something like that do that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you got to think you're looking down at your opponent's legs. I mean, you got the eye holes there, and it also, I think, restricts your breathing a little bit. I had to wear that once in my career, and yeah, it does change things a little bit. So, yeah, so not optimal for Marchetto to be wearing the mask.
He hasn't had any time to wrestle with it either. It looks like he got scraped at the face when I was taking his pictures yesterday, so that was after the semifinals, so I think it was something from yesterday.
Mm-hmm. That was big. He got the escape right before the buzzer, so closed the gap a little bit. As we talked about at the counties, these lower weights are really high energy.
Yes.
A lot of activity. Great scrambles. We've had 2 of them so far.
And that point was huge at the end, because now if he gets out, it's a takedown game and it ties it up. You know, he would have had to change his game plan heading if he didn't get that takedown or escape at the end.
Marchetto, all right.
There we go.
So now we got a match here. 2 points. Marchetto's got to set it up. He's got a really nice shot we remember from counties. There he goes. We talked about that too. Club in the head. Club in the head, getting your opponent to react, opening up the legs. Now he needs to set that up. The dive shots aren't going to work in the region finals.
Referees are kind of...
There he goes. See if he can bring his head to the ankle. He's getting an ankle pick really easily there. Yeah, that's a good call. Green's backing up.
I was just about to say, the West Milford coaches were giving it to the ref, kind of calling it even. So
Mike Blakely being vocal over there. All right, he needs to get a fresh start because he's not going to score from here. See, if you're down by 2, you're at the edge. You're not going to improve your position. You just got to roll out.
Yeah, because this is just costing him at this time. This is almost like a running play in football, just letting the clock tick down.
All right, he's got to make a move. We got 12 seconds left. Oh, there he goes. Watch.
Oh.
Did he get it? That wasn't 2. He was behind him.
See if they're gonna say he didn't clear.
He was.
We're gonna see if they give it to him. They gave it to him. I'll tell you what. You want to talk about roller coaster?
Wow. That was an awesome flurry. Marchetto did an amazing
Referees
job.
are talking. We're going to overtime right now.
Hey, Region 1 finals, that's the kind of wrestling you want to see. That was awesome.
He didn't give up. He was there. He kept fighting for it.
That was an amazing finish. Let's go. All on the line. This is Hart right here, baby. Hart wins in overtime.
Remember,
got this crowd fired up.
And remember, they both have a stalling warning,
Yep.
so.
That was awesome. Determination on Marchetto's part. And he's got momentum on his side right now.
Yeah, because you got to think with Pano, he's thinking he won it. It's over.
Yeah.
Get deep. He's got it around. If he can come around.
Go.
He's got that leg. He brings the head up. He's going to win this.
Could actually Peterson there. No. You gotta square up. Wait, he's got a fireman. Look at him cut the corner. Oh.
See if they give it to him. He's got to get that leg clear. Get around the hips. Pano gets the win.
I mean, that was a good bout.
That was all you can ask for. Action-packed.
Wow.
I mean, if this is what the first match is like.
Coming in hot.
Wow.
Region 1 always brings the energy. This crowd is amped up now.
We're going to head here to the 113 bout. If you hear me say St. Joe Montville a lot, it's going to be the truth. We have Carson Walsh, a heralded freshman from Pope John, top seed at 113, wrestling James Sloan, the number 2 seed, another freshman from St. Joe Montville.
Battle of the parochials, the North Jersey parochials. So.
As I said, they're going to be running the 3 mats at the same time, so they're going to keep everything timed up, but we're ready to go here. I mean, talk about setting the table.
Exactly. So 2 freshmen here. I mean, whoever wins this one, you have a chance to be a 4-time region champ.
I'll tell you what, I haven't really known much about Sloan from everything as you see Walsh here, but talking and covering Pope John as I have for the last few years, all I've heard is Walsh, keep an eye on Walsh. He's going to be the future. There's people who have compared him in that room and some of the coaches to Jojo Aragona and some of those other guys who came through. They think he could be the next great one for Pope John.
That's awesome. And they do have a great program there and a great coach in Pietrowski.
I'll tell you actually a funny story as we're watching this. Coach Pietrowski, his sister has a son who's wrestling at Randolph. My wife was actually his kindergarten teacher, or daycare teacher. So the very first year I did the site, I saw Coach Pietrowski, Fred Pietrowski, and his family at the son's graduation. And my wife always asked me, "Oh, how are they doing, the Wysockies?" So know that family very well.
Nice. Did you say the Wysockies?
Yeah, that she married. She actually, yes, she married in, and that's their son. Who's a freshman or sophomore at Randolph this year. We got blood time here.
All right. Tom was my era at, I think he wrestled at Rutgers.
We'll do a couple commercials because we want to thank everybody who helped brought you this live stream here. Jag 1 Physical Therapy is proud to serve as your trusted in-work network provider for physical therapy and occupational therapy. Jag 1 Therapy treats patients of all ages and abilities. Each patient receives a personal, extensive evaluation and personalized treatment based on the plan to meet their goals and needs. With over 100 facilities throughout New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Jag 1 is recognized as one of the fastest growing companies in the nation by Inc. 5000. And they're also a big sponsor of this event. Thank you, Jag 1. Give them a look at jag1.com. Coming back from the blood time here. Just clean up now at this point. It's always funny with some of these. I guess with how close, you just get a scrape here and it's enough that they got to stop it with the blood. I mean, you know, when we were growing up, there were some battles with some people. Now everything's very, you know.
Oh, you talk about the mask. I remember one of the greatest matches, and my parents recorded it. It was done in AC. If you remember Donnie Pritzlaff?
Yes, I do.
And Eric Hall. They were wrestling in the state semis. Eric Hall was, I think, a state champ for Voorhees.
Yes.
And Eric, I can't remember if Eric or Donnie had the mask, but it got so heated and so intense. They were clubbing each other back and forth. It was a bloodbath. And it's probably the greatest high school match I've ever seen, but they were wearing a mask, and I'm pretty sure it was Donnie.
I was going to say, I think it was Donnie, and I was just like, I wasn't sure, but I don't quote me on that. I don't want to get a bunch of tweets later on telling me I'm wrong.
But both outstanding wrestlers. Donnie had a great career at Wisconsin. I think 2-time national champ. That was a great sweep single. Walsh doing a great job with the whizzer. Heavy hips and a crossface. That was amazing. His defense there, getting his hips down, creating separation, applying pressure to Sloan's head, because that was a really good shot. He was in a bad position there.
Sloan wins, takes takes defense, excuse me.
We talked a little yesterday about wrestlers scouting each other. I think it's a different era too, because you can see matches of wrestlers that you're going to face either on YouTube or Flow Wrestling that you couldn't nowadays. And I wonder if they either face each other at the youth level or earlier this year, because they both seem to know each other's style pretty well.
Being two heralded freshmen like that, you think they might have been in some tournaments, maybe on a club team together or trained together, because that's what you see nowadays. When we were there, it wasn't so much like that. You kind of see people in the matches. Now a lot of these guys are seeing each other in training sessions and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking to one of the guys I went to high school with yesterday. When I was a coach at DePaul, we had a big-time thrower. He was a judo black belt, and he was a 220-pounder, and he would launch guys. So, but the only thing, he didn't have the best leg defense. So if someone got in on a shot, he was kind of neutralized. But if you didn't know it was coming, he launched some guy in the region final. I think he was the top seed in the state. He launched him. So if you can scout people now, it makes a difference.
Yeah, you see a lot of people, and I have a lot of people who reach out to me and tell me all the time, like I do the preview videos for Morris, Sussex, Hunterdon, and Warren counties. We're going to be going into, obviously, Passaic and Essex, but they always tell me they like to see where guys are going, and I'll get the phone calls from some coaches like, oh, where's so-and-so going to be wrestling? So they know how to strategize. It's a whole new world.
Yep, exactly. So Walsh has the boot in here. He needs to work a power half. He's trying to see, he's got Sloan's hip open. He needs to pin that hip, bring that hip over with the leg he has in. But Sloan hip down well, so neutralized it.
Yeah, there he goes.
Power half. Oh, that's painful.
See if he can get some points here late. Probably not.
That's a good job by Walsh, though. He's going to get the full ride out for the period. No escape here.
And Walsh is very good on the bottom. I saw him at the HWS when we were covering that, and he was just unstoppable out there. So, I mean, he's excited to get out. They're going to let him up. That's smart, because he would have given up the point. Give him a shot now. Why wait?
Yeah. And you talk about bottom. I feel like, and I used to tell my wrestlers too, bottom, especially at the high school level, it's all attitude. It's just saying, no one's holding me down. Do everything you can. Separate your hips, break grasp. Wow.
Beautiful.
It was a nice spin around.
And they're giving him back.
Oh, wow. That was really slick by Walsh. He's got the cradle, it looks like.
I think he's got him locked up.
I think he can hook that bottom leg, which he's trying for, but Sloan's blocking. If he hooks the bottom leg and scoops it and brings it to his head, he'll pin him. That's going to be tough to get out of.
All the weight on your shoulders, especially there. I think it's only a matter of seconds. That mat's get hit.
That looks really tight.
There we go.
And that's it. I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes a four-timer, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the podium in AC.
He's that kid you see, especially coming in freshman, you see so many heralded ones, but he has that pedigree and that just aura and that kind of like attitude, that swagger, I think the kids call it nowadays. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about him for the next 3 years. And if we're not talking about him next week down in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank another sponsor, Mercedes-Benz of Paramus, 755 Route 17 South, Paramus, New Jersey. MercedesBenzParamus.com. We have the 120 final now, as we have Donnie Alameda from St. Joe Montville, a freshman, that he'll be facing Tasai Karachi, a senior from Riverdale.
It does seem like a St. Joe's dual meet at this point. Kind of like the county finals with PCT.
Yeah, and that's what it seems to be like. It's just ridiculous how well PCT did. They're just finishing up the 5th, 6th match real quick. Do a quick sponsor real quick. Lightroom Studios Photography, local in West Milford. They are the ones you want to get your photography done from. If you're a West Milford parent, they come in, they take the pictures, they do the yearbook. Thank you, Lighthouse Studios. They just finished up that match. We're going to be heading here to, as I said, the 120.
We also, it looks like we have a good 3rd place bout over here. Clayton Utter, I know is a big name from High Point. We got Redner 36-2 from Butler. So
and these guys have met.
Got a couple good matches here.
I know these guys have met before because the Butler and High Point have a rivalry. Actually, funny story talking about Clayton Utter. Speaking about Clayton Utter, when I did my predictions, his mother, and Scott Jaros' mother, Kristen Jaros, had a laugh because he had a mustache when they wrestled against Ridge, and I put the mustacheless Utter should win, and everybody thought that was funny that I called out that he had no mustache.
What did you call
the
it?
The mustacheless Utter should win, and his mother and a couple of the other parents thought that was funny.
Not bad.
It was the funny part was with High Point. They were trying to grow mustaches, and they looked like super pencil thin, like you were like a kid trying to get into somewhere. I was like, just stop. Wait till you get older.
I can't even get one to this day, so
it's
must
rough
be
for
tough
me too.
being in high school.
Alex trying to join his brother as a champion here. His brother was Alex. Actually, he's a 2-time former champion. Won it at 138 in the Super Regions last year, and then was Region 2 champion in 2019. Before the
yeah. So I think we're going to see St. Joe's here in the finals for a while. We've had multiple freshmen, Almeida and other.
Yeah, I think the only one they don't have is it's in the middleweights. I don't think they have someone.
And he's in deep here. He's just got to scoop both heels and he'll get the 2.
144. We're not
Karachi doing well though in the scramble. Look at this. He made turning on him. Karachi's got to break that grasp. That was an incredible scramble. Almeida looked like it was a clear 2. Almeida could lock the cradle here. Still nothing yet. This is an odd position. Got to break that grip. He's got 5 seconds. You better break the grip. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Good job.
113 reports the winner for your award. 5th place. In 3rd place, in the 113-pound weight class.
Scoreless here in the second. And as I say that, we get a escape. Almeida in deep. Trying to get the leg free.
Scramble. It looks like Karachi's really good with the funk. He's tying up ankles, so Almeida can't improve his position.
How does that work as a wrestler? You know, I know you're very technical, your career, stuff like that. When you just have something, you have the proper technique, and they're just so funky that they want. Does that break it?
It makes it very difficult because as a wrestler, like I told you, I use a lot of hooks, I use a lot of turks, so that involves scooping with your leg. If someone is draped over you and has one or two of your ankles, you can't do much. So it's very tough when you have a guy who knows what he's doing with funk, and he can neutralize a lot of your takedowns. So, but a good job by Almeida fighting through that and ultimately getting the two.
Looked like he had something, but wound up. Tersay gets up. Wants to clear that leg, see if he can get that leg clear, at least make a point. They called the stalling at Almeida there. I just want to thank the amazing camera crew. We have an amazing crew here, one of the best in the state. As we head to the second period. Again, thank you for taking time out of your early Sunday to check us out here with the Region 1 Finals. We're wrestling on Sunday because of the snowstorm. The region was postponed from Friday to Saturday, Saturday to Sunday.
That was a big period by Almeida. He went up 3-0, and then he kept it down. He didn't allow the escape toward the end. He seems to have a tough ride. He works the bar arm a lot.
Locked hands, as they're saying.
It's a big point if he can get the clap and the free point. Just separate and get the escape here. All right.
I'll tell you what, we say something how we think it's going to be, and all of a sudden you never know. And you wonder if that's going to come back to haunt him. I mean, Almeida came into this, 3-0 in the final. All he had to do was cut him. He wasn't going to take him down. Locked hands helps get him right back in this match.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't expect to see that 2 points in succession without a reversal. So let's see if Karachi can get to a shot. He's been close. He was very close in the first period.
See if we can throw some of that funk here with about a minute left.
Yeah, Almeida's not going to take any risks. He's got the lead, so it's going to have to be close.
So that's a trade-off of the point. I guess it's an unnecessary roughness for a hand. Riverdale family aren't really happy with that call.
I was just more strategy though. He doesn't want to get back to calling. If he gets this thing down here,
Again, broad ankles.
and you need to elevate that. He's not in.
And as we said in the first match, he's basically right now, Karachi's basically in a strange where the clock's running. You got to do something, and gets a takedown here with the 2. I think that unnecessary roughness changed the whole complexion of the match. I think he took shots he felt he needed to take, Mm-hmm.
When we talk about like winning the mini battles within the main battle and the takedown at the end of that second period, Karachi not finishing that when he could have broken the grasp, I think made the difference in that match.
Yeah. Big thank you to our sponsor, Three Roads Deli. Three Roads Deli is the sponsor. Go check them out. They're providing food. They provide everything for the area. Three Roads Deli.
Ready? Vincent, congratulations on your match. There were a lot of intense scrambles with Marchetto out there. What was your mindset and what were you trying to do? Like, how were you able to finish your shots? Like, there were a couple kind of topsy-turvy situations. How did you ultimately get the 2 and win the match?
You know, I had to just keep my head in the right position. I had to keep my mind focused, and I think that's kind of what helped me a lot. And I was able to persevere and get the win.
Nice. And had you faced him before? Like, had you known about Marchetto's tendencies? I know he has some good takedowns, so were you aware of sort of what he was looking for and how to neutralize that?
No, I've never wrestled him before. I've never really wrestled him, so I was kind of just going with what I could do. I was kind of stick to my game plan.
Nice. And so this is your first trip to Atlantic City as a freshman. Like, what is your mindset? Are you excited? Are you happy to be there? Or are you gearing to be at the top of the podium down there?
The goal now is to just get to the top and do the best I can down there. I've been looking forward to this all season, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing and stick to my game plan. Just focus on my matches.
Awesome. And last question, I know your team has been pretty dominant. I don't know if we've had a match without a St. Joe's wrestler. So what do you think is different about the mindset of your team and then sort of the coaching?
You know, in the room every day we're always talking about just getting better and every single day improving and just doing everything you can to help yourself and help the people around you just improve all together as a team. We try and lift each other up when we're down, and we just stay together as one team.
That's awesome. Well, good luck to you, man.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
appreciate it.
I hope you do well in Atlantic City. We'll be watching you, and best of luck to the rest of your team as well.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right.
That was our champion at 106. Pano from St. Joe Montville. We're here with the 126, Evan Mugallian, who is a multi-time returning champion, is also a 2-time state finalist and 1-time champion for Kinnelon. And he is facing off with Joe Mano. We talked about St. Joe Montville. It seems to be a recurring theme, the 2 seed. So this should be a good matchup between these guys. Mano's also a former champion, won it at 132, Region 1 in 2019.
So we talked about Region 1 being a little bit different environment than Walkdale Valley, and this is my first time seeing it in West Milford. I know it's different, but I'm liking the atmosphere. It reminds me, I feel like it's a super region light, because we have a lot of the Bergen teams. We have like St. Joe's, Bosco.
Yes.
You still have your High Points and your Kittatinnies here. So it's a great atmosphere, and it's fans that know wrestling. And you saw in that 106 match how fired up the fans were. So
as you see,
it's a good atmosphere here.
Mugallian here with the turn here. He's already got 3 backs counted out.
He needs to get to half, and he can.
Got the 3 backs there. He's dangerous. I'm going to say he's dangerous on top. He's a 2-time state finalist. He's dangerous everywhere. But even when you take defense, you think, you're assuming you want to get up. He's like a pit bull on top of you. He can't get up.
He is. You can tell he's a hammer. He's got a really, really tight waist that he's driving for. And look, see the top guys? Look, he's always on his toes. You don't see him go to his knees often unless he hasn't broken down. And so that forward pressure, it keeps the guy flat. And if you get your 1, you're going to earn it.
And they're hit with a stolen here early in the second. I don't want to get in trouble with anybody in Kinnelon again, because apparently that seems to be a trend when I broadcast. But I know there was a discussion with some referees earlier, so I don't know if that's coming back to say anything.
Mugallian got hit?
Yes.
I couldn't see. Okay.
He got hit with it.
So I will say he was working. He was parallel there for a few seconds, and so. It's rest discretion if they want to call it.
I think it's, what I think it is too, with some refs are so quick to call it and other ones kind of let you go. So you got to almost know the cadence and know the referees. That's why you see a lot of kids watching too, because they want to know, because some referees are quick on the edge line, some quicker not,
And I will say too, it's a little surprising to call a stalling when you just got back points like 20 seconds earlier.
Yes.
Usually they let it go in that case. But this ref wants to see action. And that is, Mugallian being Kinnelon's first ever state champ, a small public high school. That's impressive stuff.
I know.
Especially when these parochials are clearly
grabbing
dominating.
people. He wanted. I asked him. I had said, because obviously after he won, I asked him why he stayed. He had options if he wanted to, because you always have that if you're a really good wrestler. And he said he wanted to wrestle for Kinnelon. That was his dream. He didn't want to go anywhere else. And, it worked out for him. And he, as we got,
go ahead.
We got injury time here. Do a quick commercial. Talk to some sponsors. Mark Lindsay and Son Plumbing Heating, Inc. 3 locations located in West Milford, Riverdale, and Ringwood. Mark Lindsay Son Plumbing and Heating. They are one of the reasons we have the wrestling here. And the West Milford PBA. Thank you so much for your support, the Local 162. As much as they do for the program, thank you to West Milford Local PBA. Looks like it may be his shoulder here. Just checking his shoulder out. "30 seconds left," they say. I don't know if maybe some of those turns might have worked on it. We'll see what they're doing. Because obviously the other thing, too, is you love to win the regions, but, you don't want to hurt yourself heading into AC. That's the ultimate, you know what I mean? So you would be surprised if somebody gets hurt. Their kind of coaches tell them they've already both qualified, but you want to win that title.
Yeah, exactly. Not only win the title, but you want a good seed down there.
Yes.
You don't want to hammer the first round. So
We're fixing the score, people. It's Mugalian up 4-0.
Mano's on the attack, though. But I think he opened himself up, going a little too aggressive there.
"4-1" they've changed it to.
Mano's got some work to do. All right, 4-point gap. Mano's got to close it. Mugalian, nice shot. It was a nice spin around by Mano, but he's got the leg. I don't think he's going to be able to hook him.
We still need the 120-pound weight class, 1, 2, and 3 to report for the medals.
Good hand fighting and head position by both guys. Mugalian's got a stout defense. It's tough for Mano to work anything there. He's neutralizing his wrists as well. Mugalian should get the 2 here, and I think that'll lock it if he can get it.
Remember, after this match, we're going to have an interview with the 113 champion, Carson Walsh. But Mugalian, yeah, you locked it in with so he's like I say, he's one of those kids. Mugalian, he's on a path because sometimes when you get to your senior year, you want to win that other one, but the way he lost last year and so close in the state final last year at Peaburg, I think he wants to show that he wasn't a one-year wonder and go out on top.
Yeah, and this is it. Senior year, chance to leave his mark. And you can tell he's stingy. He would not give up one takedown. Mano came at him multiple times. He's a senior as well. Mano laying it all out there, but Mugalian just very technical and in control here.
Looks like you got. I don't know why that was a stop for. Was I guess a stalemate? That's interesting with 8 seconds left. I don't understand that, but okay. As Mugalian sits here and walks away as your region champion. Another sponsor we want to highlight, Emo's Automotive Repair, 2 Lakeside Road, Hewitt, New Jersey, 973-728-1220. for all your convenient auto repairs. Emails Auto.
Carson, congratulations on winning your first title. You had a good battle there with Sloan. Like, what was your mindset going out there? Like, what were you trying to hit from your feet? I know I can tell you're very active from your feet. So what was your game plan going out there?
Just go out, get them moving, get to my offense. Create angles, create motion, and that's where I like to be. So I try to get there.
Do you have any particular takedown that you go to? Are you like a sweep single, blast double, snatch, ankle pick? Anything in particular you're always looking for?
Yeah, I'm a lefty, so I like anything to that lead right leg on most guys. So lefty singles, low singles, stab, create motion, stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice. So this is your first time going down to Atlantic City. Like that's a big deal. Going to the big dance and you're going down. You should get a decent seed being a champion. What sort of mindset are you going down with? Like, are you excited? Are you pleased to be down there? Or are you looking to get top of the podium?
Oh yeah, we're gonna look to get top of the podium. We got a couple days, get in the room, fine tune some things, get all the kinks out, and get ready to roll. And we're looking to place high, if not win the bracket.
That's awesome. Well, I wish you the best. We're going to be following you closely. We're always rooting for our Region 1 champs and placers to represent down in AC. So congrats and best of luck.
Here at the 132 final, Ryan Kozra from Mawa, the top seed. He is wrestling another St. Joe Montville, Matteo Scambolone. Now, looking at the name, it doesn't sound like it says that, but I made him tell me photonetically yesterday what it was.
Toss here.
He might be walking away as a winner.
Lat drop. He's in a really good position. He's pulling that arm.
I'll tell you
that happened quick.
That was what happens when you commit to a lap drop. We've seen when you don't commit to lap drops before.
Exactly. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. And it looked like Kozra had gone in for a shot, and Scambolone just capitalized on it. If it's there, and your opponent opens himself up, he's not in the best position, you just get that underhook and pop that hip like Scambolone did, and it paid off. 5-0. He's up. And he's gonna close out the period, I think, without an escape. So he should have a big lead heading into the second. We talked about it too in the Passaic County finals. So getting a takedown is big, but getting those backs, you just dug a 5-0 hole
in the first,
and you didn't let an escape up. So you have a 5-0 lead heading into the second period. So you're in pretty good position.
And it lets you loosen up. You can do your stuff. If he tries to get you in a bad position, you cut him. It's 1 point. Doesn't matter. Won't really affect anything. Like here, if he wants to try to break him down, he's not. He lets him up. You still want to.
That was a good reversal, Kozra.
we're calling stuff that's normal, and it's almost like nope, we're going to mess it up on you guys.
Well, it's good. It's good that these guys are staying active and keeping us on our toes. This is what you like to see. This is what the fans like to see. Good action in our region final.
Here.
I might have a slight lean toward Kozra. Stevie Begg and I had yellow Adidas our junior year. In high school. I think we could sell those for a pretty penny on eBay these days. I still have them in my closet. They're like custom made.
Well, it's funny because I do my predictions and I did my districts and regions, and I had picked Ryan to win his district. And that night after he wins, all of a sudden I go on Facebook, I get a friend request from his dad. So and I'm like, okay, follow my stuff. I love it. GardenStateHSWrestling.com.
Awesome. Yeah. I gotta say, Kozra's got a lot of space to make up now. He's down by 4, so Scambolone's just gonna protect his lead. So he'll take the caution for stalling at this point.
Yeah, at this point you might as well. It's just running the clock at this point. And you're figuring Kozra has to be aggressive, so he might do something that he's not used to doing. You can catch him with a throw by, or get the points back.
Exactly. That's why keeping your technique, keeping your position is so important at this level. You'll see that a lot in AC. A top seed just get thrown, like lat drop, hip toss. And so, one more period to go, but he's going to have to make some moves now.
That lat drop early now, like you said, changes the whole complexion, because if it's closer, that doesn't happen. You know, maybe 1 point here, 1 point there. Now you got to make up 4.
Oh, another. That was close.
They almost got him again.
These matches, you can't turn your head for a second. Oh, he's looking fireman's carry there.
Cosmo tried to post to get around.
I think Kosra's, he's going to have to look for something more than just a goal behind 2. He's going to need some backs to get back in this.
He's going to have to hit a big move and quick.
Yeah, he was looking there, though. He had a nice underhook. Scambolone, he sunk his hips down quickly. Look again there. Scambolone's got really good hips. He's right down to the mat. Good pressure on Kosra's head.
This is continuing a trend too in local regions with the parochial domination. You know, with Montville, St. Joe Montville having 12 in the finals. Bergen Catholic had 12 finalists yesterday and went 7-5. Del Barton had numerous champions and qualified a bunch. I mean, parochials are getting a lot.
This is pretty unbelievable. It's been St. Joe's back-to-back in every match to this point.
So far, the only St. Joe wrestler that didn't win was 113, which was Carson Walsh, who we just talked to.
Now at this point, if I'm Kosra, I'm looking throw because I'm going down to AC. I'm down by 4. Like, worst thing that happens, he catches me. But if I want to be a region champ, I need something big right now. I got 30 seconds left. I'm down by 4.
Yeah.
So you got to hit something big. You got to go. He's got to go double unders and look for a toss. Again,
he had to go for something. I don't think he would have been in that position any other time if he wasn't down by as much as he was.
Yeah. But again, we talk about you got to, if you're going to go upper body throw, you got to hit it hard. You got to pop your hips. And yeah, it's not going to be enough today.
Your winner at 132, Mateo Scambolone. Another one for St. Joe Montville. Another sponsor who's helping us out today, West Milford Thai Restaurant. Some of the best food I ever had, and I'm fat. So go to West Milford Thai Restaurant. They're conveniently located near the high school. All your action today. And we're headed to the 138 final. Another St. Joe Montville senior Alex Almeida, 24-6, versus Loudon Mazzeo from Emerson Park Ridge. Almeida has a 2-time former champion. Won this as last year at 138 at the Super Region North 1 and won Region 2 in 2019. And Loudon Mazzeo from Emerson Park Ridge comes in undefeated, a junior at 29-0.
Hey, Danny. Hey, congrats on your championship. It seems like your team has been pretty dominant. I've seen back-to-back St. Joe's. But just wanted to talk to you about, so you were in some really intense scrambles with Barachi. So he seems to have a thing for funk and tying up your ankles. How did you ultimately finish your takedowns? Because there were some topsy-turvy situations. How did you wind up closing your takedowns?
Well, in the practice room, we always work on certain positions, and one of them was like scrambling. So hours in the practice room doing scrambling, it's just like natural to me now. And one of my partners, Joe Mano, is very good at scrambling. Me and him, when we wrestle live, we're getting a lot of scrambles. So I'm kind of like used to those positions.
Nice. Are you always looking for something when you're there? Are you trying to hook an ankle or hook 2 ankles or go for a Turk, or what are you using to neutralize that funk if your opponent is just dropping to an ankle and trying to stalemate you?
Yeah, what I look for is maybe trying to clear his hands, like if he has like an angle or something. I try to like scoop the head, try to pull off his arms off my leg, so I can maybe get into a Turk or just a takedown. Yeah, so I'm always looking for something while I get caught there.
Nice. Yeah, you did a good job finishing. So, so you're going down to AC as a freshman. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's big stuff. It's the big dance. What sort of emotions are you feeling? Heading down there, and what are you looking to accomplish?
I'm super happy. I've been dreaming for this, going down to AC and competing there. I always went there when I was a kid just to watch older guys who are in college now. What I'm hoping for is probably just place as high as I can. I just want to do my best. If I do my best, I'm happy. And I really want to get on the podium this year. And it'll be very, very nice if I can.
Yeah, you have the right mindset.
Yeah.
Man. So yeah, keep that positivity up. We're rooting
For Region 1, and your brother's up now, so
Yeah.
good luck to him. But yeah, enjoy it, man. Just embrace it. Every trip down there, it's never guaranteed the next year. So
Yeah.
enjoy it, do your best, and leave it all on the map.
Thank you.
Congrats, man.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. Yep.
Just having an injury time here as we see Mateo a little banged up.
Fire hazard right there.
As we were just talking to Donnie Almeida, now we got his brother Alex out here wrestling. Up 6-3. Seems to be taking down Loudon at will.
Not only keeping it within one team, but within the same family is St. Joe.
Every time I hear the name Loudon, I want to put a log on my shoulders and start walking up some bleachers.
I was going to watch that this past week. I really meant to. Maybe this week heading into states.
I always have to. That was something when we were in high school. Nick DiBenedetto from Warren Hills. That was always on a Saturday. I saw that movie so many times. Actually, the funny part about that movie had nothing really to do with the wrestling, but I really enjoyed one of the songs. The Madonna song in that movie was the first dance for my wife and I.
That's
crazy
awesome.
for you, because she's crazy for me.
And I think, I understand she's laughing. I think that was actually Madonna's breakthrough hit.
Yes.
I think that was her first hit
Yes.
in Vision Quest.
Yes, that was her very first hit.
My sister wrestled in high school for 2 years. She came to all my matches. I used to, because we didn't have wrestling clubs when I was growing up. We used to wrestle in the living room. We had a chalkboard up, and I would like take it easy on her. But she's a tough girl, and so she wound up playing field hockey at Cornell. And she said the field hockey team at Cornell would watch Vision Quest before big games. That's how big wrestling's intensity permeates other sports. Almeida and
Loudon looked like he was trying to go for something there, but Almeida just scooted out the back door.
Almeida's kind of on another level. I mean, this sort of gap on an undefeated 27-0 wrestler.
And I mean, he's got the pedigree, like we said. He's a former two-time champion here, coming back. I mean, it's easier to pick who didn't make the finals for St. Joe Mafia than who's not a former champion from this school. You have to either be a freshman or just been hurt for a while, or behind somebody in a lineup.
Yep. Wow.
Another injury here by Loudon. Looks like he's. See if we can see what it is. We'll go do a. While the injury's going on, we're gonna thank some more people for helping us. Frank's Pizza, an Italian restaurant in West Milford. 973-728-2539. They have some of the best pizza in the area. I love pizza. They have the specialty pizzas with the noodles and the tortellini. I ate 2 slices the other day. It's the best pizza. I live in East Hanover. I'll drive to come up and have Frank's Pizza. Frank's Pizza in the ShopRite Plaza in West Milford. Thank you for your support. And Smoke Shack. We'll do Smoke Shack next. The injury default here by Loudon. Sorry, it's horrible to see it go down this way, but he's obviously thinking about next week. Doesn't want to hurt himself down this low. But congratulations to Alex Almeida. He takes the injury default. Not sure that's how he wanted to win it, but now we'll do Smoke Shack. Smoke Shack Barbecue and Burgers in West Milford, New Jersey. It's at the airport. Great food, great service, Great everything. Smoke Shack, barbecue and burgers in New Jersey. And State Farm, Thomas Zane Bag Agency in West Milford, New Jersey. Big supporters of the West Milford Wrestling team and the live stream you see here. Thank you so much for your support. And the man we got to talk about, the man I talk about on the podcast, the man I talk everywhere, Champion Athletes, Dan Wernikoff. He is the man who will help you with your nutrition. If you want to get better and you want to feel good, you will be with Dan Wernikoff. And we got to go with our specialty, the Near Fall Wrestling Podcast. GardenStateHSWrestling.com presents it every week. The last couple weeks it's been 2 per because we're doing before and after districts, regions, and states. We're going to try to do one after every United States. It's available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. And to you, the fans, thank you for your support. I see everybody who's watching. They're coming through. We love it. Thank you so much to all the fans who have it. We're just waiting on some of the other matches to happen. Oh, no worries. No, you're fine. While we're waiting here, we're going to be trying to get the 126 champion. As we said, the previous match with an injury defaults. Evan Mugallion taking all the pictures over there. Yeah. No. Just waiting on the, as it just ends here, the 138, 5th, 6th. We're going to head to our next match, the matchup at 144. Brendan Connolly, a senior from Northern Highlands, 27-3, versus Miles Leonard, a senior from Waldwick, 40-2.
I'll be honest, it feels a little odd not seeing a St. Joe's singlet match right now.
It's thrown it off.
Good shot there. He should have ran it through the pipe. Finally, that was a great shot off the whistle. He just didn't get to his finish fast enough. There he goes again. Connolly, third time in on a shot. Really good defense by Leonard. Got a great whizzer.
We're being joined here by the 126 champion, Evan Mugallion. Get a couple quick words from him. He always gets annoyed because when he comes to these big things, I'm always with a camera interviewing him, so I'm always in his face.
Well, Evan, congrats on your title.
Thank you.
So I used to actually wrestle for Pompton Lakes many years ago. I was a state finalist and wrestled at Harvard myself. But it's good to see with the state St. Joe's sort of parochial domination. You know, a really star wrestler from a small public high school. So I guess first question, and Don mentioned it, just sort of what's kept you at Kinnelon versus going to maybe a big powerhouse in the area.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is I love Kinnelon. I've lived there for as long as I can remember, and I like the people, I like the town, and the school is great. I never really considered going anywhere else because I knew I was right where I wanted to be. from the beginning. So
Nice. And in your finals match, you looked to be in control the whole match. You had a tough competitor, and he kept coming at you. But sort of, what was your mindset going out there, and how did you neutralize any sort of aggression that he came at you with?
I guess I go into every match with the same mindset. I just go in there and I try to wrestle through every single position, score at every possible moment, and when I'm in a tough position, have to wrestle through and not get scored on. And that's all I'm thinking about while I'm wrestling. So that's what I was thinking about then.
Nice. And what are your emotions heading down to the big dance? This is your final one. A couple years ago you had success, and I mean last year you did as well. But what sort of mark are you looking to leave next weekend?
I just kind of want to show everyone who I am. I love wrestling. I'm super pumped for this tournament, and I want to do as well as I can. I want to show people how I can wrestle at my best, and if I do that, I think I'll leave a mark on New Jersey and my town, and that's what I'm thinking about.
Do you have any plans for next year? Do you know what you're doing post-high school?
Yeah, so I'm going to wrestle at the University of Pennsylvania.
Congrats. My brother played football there, so.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I mean, the end of my high school career, but beginning of my college career, it's very exciting. And I'm excited.
They're on the rise. Dave McFadden, I coach at DePaul here, and I know he's with the RTC there. Is Slay the coach?
Slay's the coach.
I stayed with him on my recruiting trip many years ago. So
yeah.
You're in good hands. Congratulations. I wish you the best. We'll be rooting for you as a Region 1 wrestler. So,
all right, thank you.
Yeah, just finish on a high note.
All right, thank you.
Good luck, man.
We have Matteo Scambolone. He's going to join us in a minute. He's busy taking pictures back there with the family. Evan's one of those kids, too, you root for. He has an older brother who's a good wrestler, but not on the same level. And Evan's just one of those kids you're really happy for when they have success.
Yeah.
We just mentioned him. It's almost like psychically I pulled him in here. Matteo Scambolone, the junior. He's the only guy who messed up my order last night with pictures because he didn't like the first picture he took. He came in because I numbered him. I'm an idiot. So I did him in order by weight so I knew who was what. And he's like, I need a new one. Threw me off. I was there last night trying to match up the numbers. Not good for the math. But congratulations. Just talk a little bit about, this win and what it means for you.
So coming off of last year, I had a pretty bad outing at Region for the Super Region. Really messed me up in my seating. And over the summer, I worked hard, worked really hard, and that hard work pays off. Eventually, it all comes together, and to win.
Nice. So you hit a lat drop there, right?
Yeah.
So that was the big move.
Yeah.
So it happened so fast, but did you catch him? Did he go in for a shot, and you just and it was there, or were you looking for that? It was a move that you wanted to hit.
So I kind of figured out that he was going to keep doing that same shot and like leaving that arm up. So eventually, like he took it, and I saw it, I caught him, and I was like, that's 5. I was trying to go for the pin, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, it was a nice throw. We don't see throws like that in the region finals, and it was a really tough opponent, obviously. So great job there.
Thank you.
Your team's been obviously really dominant. We've only seen these first couple weight classes without a St. Joe's wrestler. What do you think is different about like the mindset in the St. Joe's room? Like what do your coaches preach, and what is the environment like when you go into the room every day?
We have fun. We work hard, of course, that's number one, but we go in the room, we have fun. We have a wonderful coach, Coach Jeff Marsh. He always gets us in the right mindset, make sure we're eating right, always make sure like we know what we're thinking and that we're calm. So he's been a really positive part of this team and like changing our mindset and how like the team's working.
Well, it seems to be working.
Yes.
So whatever he's doing, right? Last thing, I mean, what is your mindset going down to AC? It's always a huge accomplishment to make it down there. Number one, you're going down as a gold medalist from Region 1. Region 1. I wrestled back in the day in Wachtel Valley, but Region 1 always represented really strong. Kind of what do you feel going down? What is your excitement level heading into next weekend?
Oh, I'm excited. First year going down. I've been watching the past years, and I was sick of it. So I'm excited going down, working hard. I'm going to try to, do my best. I'm just going there having fun. Going to be around my team, and it's going to be a good time. Just going there and wrestle some kids. That's the whole point. I have fun.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. No, you have a positive mindset. My guidance would just be let it rip. go to your moves. Don't get intimidated by the big lights down there and all the spectators. Just have fun, and we'll be rooting for you.
Yes.
We love our Region 1 competitors.
Thank you.
Congrats, man.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you.
That kid cost me 2 hours last night. Well worth it though, because it's actually funny if you're watching the stream and you see the placards we put up. St. Joe's Montville had a theme of flexing, so they threw the double biceps. Only one or two didn't do it, and it was the upper waist. But he didn't like the fact that he didn't throw the biceps like he wanted to, so he had to come back and ask for a picture.
He wanted the higher peak. There's nothing wrong with that.
But he had a jacket on. But as we hear, Miles Leonard, your winner at 144. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Jag 1 Physical Therapy. They are one of the main sponsors here with over 100 locations in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. They're one of the most recognized companies in the area. Jag 1. And Mercedes-Benz of Paramus. 755 Route 17 South, Paramus, New Jersey. Mercedes-Benz Paramus. And let's do 150 back. We'll go 150 because they just finished up that last match there.
I saw Connolly get in on
150
3
final.
shots early on.
Frank DeBello, a sophomore from St. Joseph, hitting that double bicep, 24-6. Facing Colin Neal, a senior from Pope John, 21-5. Lightroom Studios, photography. Local in West Milford, they're the ones that provide all the photography for the athletic programs here at West Milford. Thank you for your support. Lightroom Studios. Before we actually get started this next match too, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention someone who was a big proponent of wrestling and gymnastics. Ron Mazzola, Region 5, passed away earlier this week. Ron was the president of the New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association, and sometimes we butted heads a little bit, especially about who the #1 public team in the state was this year, but Ron was always a valued friend, and my condolences to his family and friends. And Ron, you will be missed, and I'm sure the state tournament's never going to be the same without you. We're starting the 150 bout, but we're going to talk to the champion at 138, Alex Almeida from St. Joe Montville.
Hey, Alex. Congrats on your win. Sort of workmanlike performance. Pretty dominant against an undefeated opponent. Was there anything that you were focusing on, kind of going out there or looking to accomplish?
Nah, just trying to score points to get ready for the big show next week in AC. Just keep my conditioning up and score as many points as possible. I was wrestling my longtime friend in the finals, so it was good for both of us to push each other and wrestle.
Yeah, good. So what are your coaches focusing on right now? We've seen obviously a ton of your teammates, the brother get a championship as well. Sort of what separates the St. Joe's sort of mindset, and what's the focus in the wrestling room?
We tell everyone take it one match at a time, win each position. Don't worry about the wins and losses, because if you overthink that, it's just gonna mess with your mind. If you win each position when you're wrestling, you're making the right and not making less mistakes, the wins will happen by itself. So I think that's something that we really bought into this year, and we've had one of our best teams in St. Joe's history this year. And,
clearly, we're seeing a lot of that today.
Yeah.
So you talk about the big dance next weekend. I mean, that's obviously, you seem like a year-round wrestler, so that's the focus is finishing high on the podium. Sort of, what are you feeling now? You got this done. You were dominant in the finals. You got the gold medal here. So what are you feeling heading down to AC next weekend?
I'm excited. I'm fired up to wrestle. Thank God it's back in AC, where it belongs. I'm fired up. Yeah, I'm pumped up for it. I'm ready. It's my last one, so.
Yeah. Do you have plans for next year? Do you know what the next step is?
I'm getting surgery 4 days after the state tournament, so I'm taking a gap year next year to heal up.
Okay. All right. All right. And what are your thoughts on going down to AC with your brother one time before calling it a career?
It's great. You know, you can do it my senior year. You know, he's been always watching me wrestle in AC. I know he's excited to wrestle down there. And, you know, I'm really confident he's going to do well. You know, he proved himself here at this region tournament, beating a lot of top guys, state place finishers. You know, he's ready. You know, I'm just excited to see him wrestle too.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, yeah, I'm sure your parents did a great job with you guys and have been to a lot of tournaments. So, wish you the best. We'll be rooting for you. We love our Region 1 wrestlers, so we'll be rooting for you and do your thing down there.
Thank you. Appreciate
All right,
it.
congrats.
Shout out to Joe Manna.
Didn't we give enough shout-outs to the Manos? Yeah, it literally almost seems like a St. Joe's Montvale dual meet. They're just a quality program.
Yep.
Here in the second period, speaking of St. Joe Montvale up, DeBella's up 3-0.
Neil's having a tough time getting to his shots.
Neil actually got, I was watching when we were doing the interview, Neil got banged for a stalling with it 20 seconds into the match, and he was on the edge line, and he was right there, and the coaches were trying to figure out why, because he was making a shot, but he got banged with his first warning. Not exactly, I'm sure the coaching staff at Pope John wasn't thrilled with that turn of events.
No. I mean, he seems to be moving forward, so I had my head turned, but they're both really active right now.
Super aggressive.
Neil just needs to set his shot up better. He's not going to land those on DeBella. There he goes, running through the pipe. Bring him back. You got to bring him back in. Oh, wow. DeBella got out of that. Whizzer spun around at the edge and got the two. That was really tough defense. So I was thinking about some themes about sort of what gets different at this level. And, you know, talking region final states, I think, and I was watching I don't know if you saw the Brands Brothers documentary, Terry and Tom Brands on the Big Ten Network. Yes. And so what Tom said just stuck with me. He goes, wrestling is a fight. You know, you can have the best technique in the world, but if you don't have that fight in you, you're not going to get very far. So I think a lot of matches, and I remember Dave McFadden in particular when I was coaching him as a freshman down in AC, there's one case in point where he was facing a top kid from Fallsboro. Again, he's a freshman. He's getting driven across the mat. Dave just said, screw this, I'm not getting taken down. He drove his opponent across the mat and got the two. It wasn't pretty, but I just said that kid has that grit, that fight, that I'm not going to get taken down. I hate losing, and I'm not going to get beaten. So I think I saw evidence of that here with DeBella fighting on the edge for that too. I mean, Neil was in deep. He was about to finish a shot, and DeBella said, nope, not going to happen.
Just imposed his will. Again, we love the feedback. Thank you so much. Pat DeMetch, we have somebody young working on the track, so we are getting it rolling. It's somebody from the school, a stat girl, so we are working with what we have. So I apologize that it's not up to the proper standards.
I feel like St. Joe's is winning this dual meet at this point, right? If you tied up the points.
It is. I'll tell you what, I'm looking, I'm getting all the notifications. I didn't realize it. We got a ton of people watch us, especially from Region 1, Region 2, Region 2.
yesterday about tendencies, inclinations. Like, if you know what your opponent's go-to move is, if he's always looking high crotch, he's always looking left leg ankle pick, you can get that from watching these matches. Oh, he's going to get the pin here.
He's got it in tight, and he's just soaking it in. He's just like an alligator right now, pulling his prey under the water, letting him tussle. But he's just sitting there, holding him down, let him fight in. But what, I gotta stop talking, because every time I say it's almost over, it's the opposite.
You are the jinx.
I'm a jinx. I'm a horrible jinx.
I will say, though, they are doing something right at St. Joe's. These kids are on a mission today.
If you want to go on a mission, go to Three Roads Deli. Their mission is good food. Located in West Milford, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Three Roads Deli.
That was a nice segue.
I'm good like that. 157. This is going to be a good matchup. I really like the scrappiness we're going to see here. You got Gabe Case, who winds up coming in here, beating some quality talent, including the top seed, Tim Greff last night in the semis. And then you got another St. Joe, Bonville, Rocco Delgado. His brother's the 165. Rocco, great job to get to the finals. He's going to be here. So we got two guys who are going to go at it.
Oh, big scramble out of the gate.
We are going to be getting Miles Leonard over here in a minute.
Case, good hips there. He's getting a little slop. He may lose that leg. Oh, really good pressure by Delegata. And again, we talk about that fight. Delegata got taken down, but he said nope. He said, losing this match, and we're frenetic out of the gate.
You want to talk about funk? That was the thing I saw watching Case. He's almost like a nervous ball of energy, which is good, but he's kind of like out there wrestling, and he's translating it really well to the mat in this run.
Thank you very much.
But he got hot at the right time. 5th seed coming in. We talked about Passaic County playing with house money, but I feel like he should go for it here. You make the final. You got to go for gold. You want a good seed heading down to AC. Oh, there you go. We're seeing amazing scrambles.
Oh, what back and forth.
Oh, he's getting a little sloppy. That was a big flurry of activity.
I thought there was a 2, they waved it off. There was a 2, they waved it off. I mean, that was back and forth.
Both wrestlers breathing heavy after that one. You see the rib cages.
Now we're getting to that weight, those guys where it's, it's not too much the bigger weights, but it's kind of that middle where you're kind of, the cardio may not be where you want to, and especially a scramble like that where you think you're setting in with a pin.
Well, they're very active. I mean, in the first period. We'll see if they can maintain this pace. Oh, he's got that in. The Mills ride. I think he's going to get the pin here.
I think he's got it sucked in. And he gets the pin. Nice roll there. Case is holding his, might be a little bit upset.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay for AC.
Shoulder, that's what you got to work. That's why I think Loudon backed out in the previous match, because he just didn't want that knee.
Yeah.
Thank you again to Emmel's Automotive Repair, 2 Lakeside Road, Hewitt, New Jersey. They're a sponsor and one of the reasons we're here right now. 973-728-1220. Quality auto work done at a fair price. Emmel's Auto. And West Milford Thai Restaurant. Some of the best Thai food I've had, and I'm fat and I like to eat. So West Milford Thai, give them a call. Daily specials. And the West Milford PBA Local 162. They are huge huge proponents of West Milford athletics, and we're happy to have them involved with the live stream. Now, as we're waiting for the next one, we're going to have Miles Leonard coming in for the interview. Now, before we interview him, I want to apologize because on the pictures I took, I wasn't looking closely. He had his eyes closed. It didn't look like you were half asleep, but it looked like he woke up in the finals ready for a title.
Yeah, congratulations, Miles.
Thank you.
This is your first region championship?
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Region 1's always tough, and we've seen a lot of St. Joe's wrestlers today, but some things I saw in your match, so Connolly had gotten in on a few shots early on, and you had some heavy hits, so how did you get out of those takedown attempts by Connolly, and sort of how did you wind up finishing and getting the advantage in that match?
I mean, I'm not the best shot taker, I'm just the best offense is a great defense. So, I could always block a lot of shots. That's my best attribute, I think. It's very hard to get in on a shot and score on me. So, I think that's my best thing from neutral is just being able to sprawl and keep my hips down and not get scored on.
Yeah, it worked well. I mean, you had heavy hips and you broke his grip, and I noticed too, it wasn't just like, a lot of times you see a guy slowly get there. You hit it hard, your hips to the mat, slouched down, and because he got in on, a few good shots, so well done there. But you're heading down to Atlantic City next weekend. Is that your first time going down?
I made it last year, Super Regions. It was just a different atmosphere, so it feels nice to be in a full gym with all your family and all that there. So.
Yeah. So what is your mindset this year? You're going down as a senior. You have a really good record. You're going down as a Region 1 champion. What is your mindset heading into AEC in your final week as a high school wrestler?
I've always been an underdog and done better than they expected. Even last year, they didn't even expect me to make it to AC, and I placed. So this year, going in as a region champ, the goal is to win it all. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah. Well, that's what you need to do. So. We're going to wish you the best of luck down there. Hopefully you're down on the top of the podium next weekend. We always root for our Region 1 wrestlers. And are you going to wrestle after high school, or is this it for you?
I think I'm going to pursue some college wrestling. I'm not sure where yet, but I'll decide after the season,
Yeah. All right. Well, great job today.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Best of luck next weekend.
Thank you.
Congratulations again. That was the one thing that kicked me. I was doing the picture so quick last night that when I get home, I realized his eyes were closed. I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm going to be so bad. And he winds up winning the title. I'm like, no. It's always the rough ones.
It happens.
We're waiting here for the third place match at 157 to finish, and I think it's going to be a little bit because it's 1-1 right now, late in the third. We're going to be having the 165 bout coming up. It's going to be Roberto Padilla. Padilla? Well, I'll say Padilla. St. Joe's Montvale, top seed. And he's going to be wrestling a man we saw in the finals of earlier at the county tournament, Ashton Navarrete of Hawthorne. One of the great wrestlers for Hawthorne, 26-3. And he made the final. He wound up beating the second seed to advance in a great matchup, as you see here with the placard. And both men are going to give it their all. As we look at the placard here, as you see it, Padilla was one of the few St. Joe Montvale wrestlers not to hit the double bicep. He wanted to be different.
He's in the polo, but just on Navarrete. So I remember that match. Mark my words, we're going to see a lot of rolling. We're going to see a lot of scrambling. He's a big-time roller. He does crotch lifts. He does funk. This is going to be good. If he gets taken out on the mat in funk or crackdown positions, you're going to see a lot of activity.
If you want to have the activity in your stomach go quiet, go to Frank's Pizza at the ShopRite Shopping Center at West Milford. Great food. I'm fat. I like to eat. I got yelled at for buying 2 slices of pizza there by my wife because she hadn't had anything to eat. So I was in the doghouse because I liked Frank's food. Go to Frank's Pizza, it's an Italian restaurant. And the Near Fall Smoke Shack. Yeah. Smoke Shack. Barbecue and burgers in West Milford, New Jersey. Great food. Old style barbecue. You will love it if you're a fan of barbecue. And the GardenStateHSWrestling.com Near Fall Wrestling Podcast. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. New episodes every week during the season. Matter of fact, we're doing 2 this week. We're going to be doing multiple next week. You never know what I might say. I'm independent. I could talk about Morris, Sussex, Hunterdon, Warren, Passaic, Essex, any county I want to talk about, I can talk about. But as we finish up over here, nice takedown in overtime with 4 seconds left.
Win.
We're going to head to the 165 matchup.
Padilla working the Russian tie-up.
One thing I've noticed about Padilla when you talk to him, he's one of the leaders on this squad, but there's so many personalities on St. Joe Montville. I think he's that quiet, in the room leader who's the guy who kind of keeps his team going. Because when you have a Jimmy Mullen and some of the other guys, you don't need to worry about the outspoken personalities. He's in there, he's quiet, he does his stuff.
But you know what I noticed? Every St. Joe's champ I've spoken to has been extremely humble, and is happy to be going to AC next week. And I think they have the right mindset, whatever they're teaching in the room.
Speaking of a St. Joe's champ going to AC, we have the champion at 150, Frank DeBella. Congratulations on this win, and just tell us how you feel about it.
I feel pretty amazed right now. Going through the season, having a hard time, just staying focused and stuff, and winning something like this really keeps me focused now for AC, and I'm really excited for next week, and yeah.
So a tough opponent in Neal. Was there anything that you were focusing on in terms of opening up your offense before the match, and any sort of takedowns you were looking to hit?
Mainly just keeping position. Going through the match, sometimes get tired, lose position. That's how kids take you down. Staying in your stance, keeping good position, elbows in. That's what wins matches, and that's what I did.
Yeah, no, you did a good job of that, and I feel like you were very stingy. You weren't giving up any points out there.
Yep.
So I've talked to a lot of champions on your team. Obviously, you guys are it looks like a dual meet in the finals with St. Joe's here. So what would you say differentiates St. Joe's? What makes St. Joe's different? What sort of the mindset in the room? What are your coaches preaching?
In the room, we have fun and we get our work done. It's not always so serious. Before and after practice, we're playing games, spike ball, handball. That's what makes this sport fun, and enjoying the season with our teammates and creating friendship, and that's what it's about for us.
Yeah, no, that balance is definitely important. So you're heading down to AC. Is this your first
time in AC?
First time. Yeah. So what is your mindset? And what do you look
little nervous, obviously, but very excited to compete, and I'm trying to get on the podium this year. That's the goal. That's been the goal since day one, and yeah.
Nice. We took the first step toward that today, so we will be rooting for you. We always root for our Region 1 contingent, so wish you the best. Congrats on your win, and good luck next weekend.
Thank you. And a quick shout out to Joe Mano.
Joe Mano's going to run for mayor.
He must have been doing a lot of campaigning. He's been mentioned multiple times today.
The way things are going, Joe Mano's more in the news than Russia and the Ukraine. He's going to be trending on Twitter when we're done with this. Navret's looking for something. I mean, he's down 3-0 here midway through the second.
The Joe's wrestlers are quick to capitalize. If you go for a takedown and don't complete it, they're always looking for a reshot. I've seen that consistently throughout.
I know a lot of people give parochials, a problem. I've noticed one thing, especially about a lot of the parochials when you watch. You make a mistake against them, they make you pay. Like, you talk about St. Joe's or a Del Barton, for example. You make a bad shot, you better make sure you're coming in with the right technique because Del Barton will throw it to your back and get the bonus. That's just a quality team, and it just shows how much coaching is done in the room, whether it's Coach Stoll or the St. Joe's staff or Bergen Catholic and their 45 coaches. It's one of those things,
No, but then you think about the strategy too. If they get the first takedown, and here we have Padilla's up 3-zip. So if they're capitalizing on your mistakes and making you kind of rush shots and be overly aggressive, when you're down in a hole, like that's what's going to happen.
As we see here, we get a 2, right?
So it's a good strategy. If they get the points early on, you're already kind of rushing to catch up, and so your technique's going to start slipping.
And that's tough right there because he gave up the takedown at the buzzer, so he winds up going, instead of going in the third period, right now he's going to have to even rush more because now instead of being down 3-0, he's down 5-0.
Exactly, and that's what we talk about is like winning the mini battles and not having those mental breaks. If you take a mental break, mental let up, and it happens from time to time, but that's 3-0, and it would have been 3-1 is a lot different than 5-1. So Navarrette's got to get moving now. Third period, got to put some points on the board.
I almost think when you get to that last countdown for like the 15 seconds and you're down, you want to rush something to get something quick, and I think that's what happened. And Padilla just kind of capitalized and got the takedown on his own.
Yep.
Hey, that's for my live stream.
Oh, Padilla, we're going to throw here. Double unders and a little ankle trip, foot sweep. Remember Steve Mako?
Yes.
I used to train with him. He was a judo guy and a big foot sweeper. He was not fun to wrestle against. Just brought me back to some of his moves.
And like we were saying before with the parochials, this is what it is. Now Navarrete can't get in his groove that he wanted to do. He has to go out there and try to push the issue because of something that happened earlier on. He's in a bad position because of nothing he did wrong, but just he had to try to make it up.
He's trying through his roll, but Padilla has really good position. Keeps his hips up, and he's smart. I always teach my wrestlers scoop both legs like that. It's easy too. But you're right. So setting the tone in that first period, and my college coach used to emphasize that, and most coaches do, just setting the tone early with that first takedown. And if you can get back points on top of that, even better. So Padilla cruising to a victory here. 20 seconds left.
Trying to run it for the pin, but he might not have enough time to get points.
No, it's not going to.
And Padilla wins 7-1. Another champion for St. Joe's Montville. We're going to head to the 175 bout. Michael Delgado Jr. from St. Joe Montville, 32-3. Jimmy Dolan, a junior from Aquanic, 32-2. We got one Delgado on the mat. We got one sitting next to us talking about his championship at 157. Rocco Delgado, a freshman. Talk about this win and just how it means. And we know you're going to be watching your brother wrestle a little bit, but talk about this win and just how it feels to be a champion.
It feels good to be a freshman champ this year. And I worked with my brother this year a lot, and we were able to get on and do this year. And I can't wait for him to win so we both can be region champs.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And so what do you think sets you and your brother and I guess St. Joe's apart? Are you putting in extra training? Are you going to different clubs? Like
we work
training in the off season?
We work together almost every day. We train hard. We put the work in the room at practice. We go to some clubs. We put the work together. We do.
Yeah. And what was your mindset going out in that match? I mean, you looked pretty in control the entire match. As a senior, pretty composed as a freshman. So what was your mindset, and what were you looking to get to from your offense on your feet?
Just take him down. I felt good in control on top. I thought I could get him on top, and just felt in control the entire time.
That's awesome. So going down to Yeah, well, congrats, I guess, the second set of brothers going to AC as champions. You are heading down to AC. What are you feeling right now? You know, I'm sure you've been down there before as a youth. You know, to see the level of competition. Sort of what's going on in your mind right now, and what are you feeling heading down there?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident, and I could do good.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, wish you the best. We'll be following you. It seems like good things are happening at St. Joe's, not only this year but for several years to come. So keep up with the good work, and we'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Rocco Delgado. The interview was so long, it actually missed his brother's whole match, but we had it on recording.
I got to truncate these. I got to keep it to 2 questions.
No, it's all good. But yeah, so big match here. We're obviously waiting here. It's going to be a nice little match up here at 190 as we are going to see the Mark Lindsay Plumbing, Heating, 973-728-8900. 3 convenient local locations. And Jag 1 PT. Over 100 locations in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York. Conveniently located. They have plans for all your needs. Jag 1 Physical Therapy, the official sponsor of this podcast and stream. And the UPWA Professional Wrestling, live pro wrestling, whenever you want it. We bring you the best with the biggest names and the guys you loved as a kid. TheUPWA.com. And we talked about our wrestling podcast. Might as well talk about the real one. Nearfall, the GardenStateHSWrestling.com podcast. I talk all New Jersey wrestling. New episodes every week. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're going to have a special wrap-up one here this weekend. Probably be out tomorrow. Then we're going to be doing one as a preview for the States, and then one each night after. They'll go up the next day. GardenStateHSWrestling.com, Near Fall Podcast. Available on all your favorite podcast streams. Just finishing up here at 175. You know what we'll do? Let's do some more sponsors because we got some time. Mercedes-Benz of Paramus. 715 Route 17 South, Paramus, New Jersey. 201-977-6365. Go check them out and ask for Mark. Lightroom Studios Photography. They are the official photographers of West Milford Athletics. Lightroom Studios, local, friendly, fast, well-priced. 3 Roads Deli. 3 Roads Deli, where I went and got my lunch yesterday, they have some of the best sandwiches in the area. And like I said, some of you may not know who I am. I'm fat. That's all you need to know. And if I'm picking food, it was good. So much so I want to drive up here to get a sandwich in the future. 3 Roads Deli. Emmel's Auto Boat Repair, 973-728-1220. 2 Lakeside Road in Hewitt, New Jersey. Fast, quick, and competitive prices for your automotive services. West Milford Thai Restaurant. Another restaurant that is great, quick, fast service and fills you up. West Milford Thai. The West Milford PBA, Local 162. Huge advocates of the wrestling program and sports programs at West Milford High School. Thank you to the West Milford PBA. And they're still down on that last match. They are. It looked like they were standing around doing nothing. So let's do some more sponsors. State Farm, the Thomas Zegenbog Agency, West Milford, New Jersey. State Farm is there for you. Now we're going to head to the 120 final. They're finishing up on the last match, but 2 wrestlers who have had great runs of the tournament. Brian Soldano, a senior. Let's put it this way. If you're watching this live stream and you don't know who Brian Soldano is, you're watching the wrong sport. 2-time state champion, undefeated from High Point, going to Rutgers. I mean, the resume is immense. If not for COVID last year, would have crushed the record for most wins in Sussex County and would have been that. But still has had a great career for the school. And it seems like we're always, every few years, and I know you know, dealing with in the area and Pompton Lakes, seems like High Point always has really good wrestlers. Are they growing them on a farm somewhere, literally? Is it just some like house that they have them at? They clone them? But he's going to be wrestling a very strong young man, a senior, Bobby Terso from Ridgewood, who 26-5 coming in. pinned his way to the finals. Should be a good matchup. Just when they come out here, as we're waiting here, we got about a minute left in the 5th place matchup. But yeah, High Point always seems to be bringing these kids in, and it's ridiculous. It's like weird how they just always never have the down years.
No, but it's true. They've had some studs over the years. I mentioned a couple of them during the Passaic County broadcast. But Saldano's going to be a Big Ten star wrestler. He's nationally ranked, completely credentialed. You mentioned heralded wrestlers. I think he's top of the heap. So this might be a quick one today. And I think we have a few of these coming up. We have Jimmy Mullins as well coming up at heavyweight. So, I mean, Region 1, we have some national caliber. We're talking future D1 All-Americans in the finals. So
we're going to be talking about Jimmy Mullins. We have some history for a lot of people, who may not know. Jimmy Mullins is the real deal, so don't blink when that match comes on. We might not even do an interview to start that one. That might be.
I hope we get to see some technique here. I hope it's not, a quick, 20-second match, but I'd like to see him break a sweat here. But we'll see. He's a top talent. And High Point, and you mentioned Farm Boys, so I wrestled a lot of guys from Lehigh Valley in college and the Midwest, and those Farm Boys, sometimes they grab your wrist and you're not moving it, and you're like, wow, that is a strength because we had talked about too the long, lanky, sort of rangy body types, and how they're just deceptively strong. Sometimes those Farm Boys, throwing those bales of hay, whatever else they're doing on the farm, their grip strength is insane, and so yeah, probably getting a little bit of that in High Point.
I'll tell you a funny story real quick for this match. Speaking of that, my father used to wrestle for Hanover Park in the 70s, and that was when Kittatinny had first come around, and they started, they had separated. So he was a big guy. My dad was probably about 325, 330 in high school, and we were talking about wrestling when I was younger, and he had mentioned that he wrestled a kid from Kittatinny. The kid was so big he almost looked like K-Stax Calhoun, and I asked him what he did. He said it was like putting a table on my little sister, who was probably about 30 to 50 pounds at the time. He just said I had all it was fat. He said all I felt was fat. So I mean, and they were just strong. But as you see Saldano working quick here.
Wow, he's got him in some.
Saldano gets the pin in 42 seconds.
As I said, I hope it doesn't happen
22
seconds. 22 seconds in, and that's a wrap.
Saldano's not trying to get paid by the hour. I don't even think his coach has sat down yet. He's just in and out. He's ready to go.
Barely got the placard up. I don't think I'm going to be able to ask many questions about his match.
If we do, it'll be like, are you breathing heavy? Do you want to go running? Now we're going to run through more commercials. Frank's Pizza and Italian Restaurant. Good food, good prices. Frank's Pizza and Italian Restaurant. Champion Athletes. Dan Wernickoff. Wrestling Nutrition. When you want to get better, you need to eat good. And Brad can even talk about this too. Nutrition. Wrestling Nutrition. How important is nutrition when you are training to get ready?
It's everything. So at Harvard, Kendall Cross, Olympic gold medalist, was my assistant coach. And one thing he always talked about was the meal you have the night before a big competition is what you're wrestling on. That's your fuel for the next day. So I know I've worked with Dan myself. He's top notch. But yeah, I would highly recommend him for any high school athlete.
And obviously, it was great nutrition showing out there, as well as technique by Roberto Padilla, the champion at 165 from St. Joe's Montville. I should just record myself saying champion for St. Joe's Montville, because it's almost muscle memory at this point after this tournament. But let's talk to him real quick. Roberto, congratulations. Awesome job out there.
Yeah, congratulations on your win. You had a tough opponent. We had actually seen Navarrete in the Passaic County Finals. I know he's a roller. You just seemed to get to your offense and neutralize anything he was looking for. So, what was your mindset out there? What were you looking to get to from an offense?
My mindset was getting to my next attack. Some days doesn't work. He stops my first attack, get to my next one, and don't stop moving.
Now, do you have a preferred setup? I saw you work the Russian. I saw you work double underhooks. Are you looking for one specific thing for the most part, or are you mixing it up in your setup?
Honestly, I'm just taking what he gives me. I think that I'm pretty versatile as a wrestler, so I think I have a multitude of different moves that I can put together and get to my next attack.
Yeah. Now, is this your first time to AC, or have you been down before?
No, I went down last year at No, this is my first time at AC. Yeah, last year was at Phillipsburg, so this would be my first time.
So what are you feeling heading down? I mean, you're heading down as a region champ. You got momentum going into next weekend. What are you
honestly,
feeling?
right now I'm feeling pretty confident where I am. I feel like I'm peaking at the right time to go into AC and mess some brackets up.
Yeah, and I like to ask this because we've seen, like on set, we've seen so many champions from St. Joe's. What do you think separates you guys from the pack? What's going on in the room? What's the mindset?
Our work ethic, 100%. We work harder. I think we are the hardest working room in the state of New Jersey. We fight for each other. We're brothers, honestly. That's how we roll.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, we're going to be going.
I have a question for you. You said you went to Phillipsburg last year and won. Everybody always knows the States is in Atlantic City. How does it feel, that difference, seeing that, going to Boardwalk? No disrespect to Phillipsburg, but it's a high school gym. Everybody knows under the lights and Boardwalk Hall. Just your personal feeling going down
honestly,
there.
I cannot wait. I'm super excited to get down there and wrestle under the lights and the beautiful stage that it is. I'm honestly really just happy where I am right now and getting ready to compete.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, you guys are doing something right at St. Joe's. Congrats on your win today. We wish you the best. We're going to be rooting. We love our Region 1 competitors, so hopefully you get as high in the podium as you can. So good luck, man.
Not only that, he was the first one not to hit a bicep post. Originality, I like it. Everybody else hit biceps.
You see a humble guy.
Very humble. And like I said, just that, it's almost like, I'm trying to think of the quote. It's like, be quiet but carry a big stick. And he seems to, be that quiet guy outside, but you could just tell that when he's on the mat and he's in a room, he's not taking anything. He's going to do what he needs to do and go out there. And he may not be that out front personality, but he's a hell of a
wrestler. You don't
wrestler.
need that. He seemed like a quiet storm out there. Let the wrestling talk for you. He was stingy. We saw Navarrete in the county finals. He's a really tough wrestler, and Padilla was not giving an inch. So he's tough, and I've asked all the St. Joe's wrestlers kind of what's different, and it seems like there's a really strong work ethic and a really good cohesion with that team and camaraderie, and they're just supportive of each other. We saw two sets of brothers as champions. They're doing something right up in Montvale.
And that always seems to be, especially with a lot of these schools, in Paroka, for example, like you have the sets of brothers here. I know Del Barton's had the Grodins in the past and the Canforas. And those, once one gets in, they see the program and they see the level you're brought at, and it's almost like you have that standard in the locker room and you have that standard at home because your older brother's kind of letting you know what you need to do to be ready to compete with that team and be on that level.
Yeah, it was, we're speaking to the younger Delegata and just like him wanting his brother to win and not wanting him to win, saying I'm excited for him to come down and win his title today. So he had confidence. He knew he was going to win, and you love to see that. And it seems like these kids give their heart to the sport, training in the off season, club training. I'm sure a lot of cardio, a lot of lifting. So kudos to them and kudos to their parents because as we discussed at the counties, you're not a lone ranger.
No.
It's a family win when you get the region title.
You're out there. You're all together. You're all there. That's a lot of people think, there's the kids, there's the other siblings, there's everybody. You're getting up in the morning, going to these tournaments all over, especially at youth level. It's a family commitment. It's truly a family commitment.
Yeah, I remember. So dating myself again, but when I used to go to like the youth states as a kid, when they were in Union, my dad's an attorney. I remember him bringing his case files with him to work on in the stands, as did a lot of. Damian Logan used to be the head coach of St. Joseph's, the AD there, and Dane Tabano was one of his buddies. I used to wrestle, and I think his dad was an attorney too. So both of our dads were up there. We're in the stands for like 14 hours that day, and they're trying to get some work done. So yeah, it's definitely a family commitment.
And that's always what it is. I joke, with going down and covering what I do. My wife doesn't like wrestling. My wife knows I do. She comes to events. She's a wonderful camera person who is the most amazing woman I've ever met. But I digress. I got to get a little brownie point. She didn't hear me. She'll hear it later. But she doesn't know anything, and she calls Atlantic City the Cauliflower Ear Convention. So she goes down there and literally the whole time she just doesn't pay attention to anything, and she's doing her own stuff, and then all of a sudden it's the finals, and I have to make her pay attention. Other than that, that's the end of it with that. She won't pay attention to anything or do it. We're waiting on the 175 champion, as you said, the previously mentioned Michael Delegata. We're having the 215 here as they're in, looks like overtime in the 5th place match. Seems what it is. Yeah, overtime down there. They just started it. And you're going to get a lot of these, especially in some of these matches. These kids are so well matched in these consolation matches. You're going to have it. But the 215 bout, we're going to have Aiden Schlett from St. Joseph's Montvale, a sophomore, versus the senior Andrew Morzetta from Hawthorne. Morzetta we saw at the county tournament, lost to Casal. Casal's on a whole nother level. We talked about how good he is, but Schlett should give him a run, but it'll be good to see it. Another Hawthorne wrestler. It's good for Hawthorne to have some representation around.
Yeah, no, it is. But Schlett is tough. I saw his semifinal match against Stoll, and he's obviously a very strong and very powerful, explosive opponent. Hoping to see a good match here, but more St. Joe's. We got Stoll going for 3rd on the left mat.
This is a very, usually I enjoy the one mat, but this running all 3, I like this. This is a very, I wasn't sure about the format with how they do it, but I'm really enjoying this.
I do like it, but doing the interview and watching 3 matches is tough.
It is tough. As we said, we were gonna get Michael Delegata, 175 chair St. Joe Montvale. Now, I'm gonna let Brad interview, but I'm just gonna say I took the over on your prediction from yesterday, and I won because I remember what time you said it was gonna be. But congratulations on the championship. Talk about this, and your brother was here as you were having your match. His whole interview was longer than your match, but just talk a little bit about you and your brother going down to Atlantic City.
Yeah, like me and him working hard every day, like grinding it out. He's trying to get on the podium. He's trying to atop the podium. He wants to do better than I did freshman year, and so far it's what he's done. I mean, he won regions. I didn't even win my freshman year. I lost in the finals, and he's trying to just top me. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. So you mentioned that loss in the finals, and I know we kind of remember some of our tough losses over the years. So what did that do for you in the off season?
Yeah,
in terms of motivating you.
Yeah, losing that was a fun match. I lost, I was upset, and it definitely made me realize that I'm one of those guys who needs to. I can do this, but I need to push myself and be better. And that's kind of that's how I kept my head on going forward.
Yeah. So it was a pretty quick match. I didn't see most of it, but what were you looking for out there? What's your mindset going? Anything in particular you're looking to hit on your feet?
Honestly, I'm just out there just having a good time. I'm just finding anything offense. I don't really have anything specific that I was looking for that match. It was more I'm trying to be offensive, be that guy.
Mm-hmm. And going back down to AC, you've had success there in the past. So you got a couple years left. What's the goal this year, and sort of what's your mindset?
Goal 100% is being a state champ. I mean, I want to be a national champ. I want to be the #1 kid in the country. But state champ's the goal right now. Next 2 years for sure, 100%. And mindset-wise, I think it's 100% possible, and I'm that guy to do it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I like the comment, and I like that you want to have fun out there. I think that's important. You seem like a performer, someone who likes to be center mat, lights on, all eyes on you. Now, do you have any, I know you're still a junior, but do you have any thoughts about sort of where you want to take wrestling, post high school?
Yeah, I want to wrestle. I'm definitely wrestling in college, and then freestyle all off season, so maybe freestyle in the future too.
Are you thinking Big Ten or still too early?
It's a little too early to get my head around it. I mean, there's definitely some schools that I'm definitely interested in.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was a Harvard guy many moons ago myself, so I wish you the best. Congratulations. We'll be rooting for you in AC, and good luck.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
I'll tell you what, if he goes down the States and performs like he did in this tournament, he's going to have a lot of eyes on him in the offseason where he's going to go.
Hey, I like his confidence though, and confidence in someone who wants to have fun. I think like, these guys, these kids work so hard. We talked about in the state county tournament, cutting weight, all the training, all the club and technique work, all of the extra conditioning. So you got to at least enjoy yourself out there. It should be a labor of love.
Exactly. Schlett up 5-1, but Morzetta gets to his feet, cuts it to 5-2. He's been close on a couple shots to finish it. So if Morzetta could get one here and make it a 1 point.
Oh, that was a really nice high crotch. Good hips. Good hips by Morzetta, neutralizing that.
Just brings him down, like muscles, picks him up, just muscles him down. It's like wrestling a bear.
Yeah, he's physically imposing his slip.
All I know is when I wrestled, there were no. First of all, there was no 215. It was 189 and up. But there was nobody in the 200s that was that big, like that, muscular. It's usually the heavyset guys. There wasn't a lot of training like there is now.
Hawthorne had some good wrestlers over the year. You remember, I think it was Rios?
Yes.
That wrestler in North Carolina. I think he was a multiple-time All-American there.
I'll tell you a funny story, too. So most people don't know, when we were, I usually have Steve Bay come because we do the county tournament, and he had a quad during the Passaic County tournament. And he suggested, you love it. Have absolutely no problem. You're a great addition to it. But one of the people we were looking at, we were somebody who has a background, and he was one of them, and I reached out to him, and we're talking. He's like, oh, I'd love to do it. Don't realize he lives in Raleigh, North Carolina. I thought he was local because of what his Facebook says. Like, oh, okay. And then he's like, oh, I'd love to, but I'm in Raleigh. I don't want you to make a 12-hour.
For the Passaic County final?
Yes. Maybe states. That's and we'll see. We'll see how if states has ever become an option for us. We'd love to. People commend Jared all the time. Greatest podcaster ever. Ran a seamless Region 4 tournament. I mean, it was so good yesterday. Numbers were through the roof. Sound system was horrible, but that had nothing to do with Jared.
Now, have you gone to the States every year? I know they had different venues over the years. I think they had at the Meadowlands one year, and then I think a different boardwalk hall down in AC. Have you been going consistently over the years to see other venues?
Honestly, my first year was 2007 when they were already down.
He's going to get the pin here.
Slid over. And he gets the pin. Nice finish there, but shit. But to what you're saying, yes, I've been going through 2007 when I worked for the paper. I stopped following wrestling when I went into the Navy. I really had to pay attention, and then I got a job after I graduated college with the high school department for the Star Ledger, and it just so happened one of the reporters knew who my dad was and remembered the name, and was like, oh, you like wrestling, and gave it. So I kind of got a crash course back into it. So it's only been a Boardwalk Hall, and Phillipsburg last year, but all Boardwalk Hall for me.
Yeah, Boardwalk Hall, it's such a unique feel, though. It's such a great venue for wrestling.
And we talked about him before. Jimmy Mullen, the senior from St. Joseph, Montvale, 27-2, versus Ty Eldred, a senior from Kittatinny. Ty upset the previously undefeated Dylan Patcher in the semis. Dylan went for a lat throw and then missed the throw and went right to his back. But we talked about Mullen, who's going to try to win his second state title this year.
Good double leg.
Nice takedown.
Kind of a blast double.
But Mullen won his title as a freshman. A lot of people ask what happened last year. If you don't know, they both him and PJ Casale elected not to wrestle in the region because they went and qualified for the Pan American team. He finished first in Greco, first in freestyle at the trials. And then at the World Championships, he finished second in freestyle and made the bronze medal for Greco. So Jimmy Mullen's a beast, and I think it might be over right about here.
So you're saying he's a decent wrestler?
I'm going to say yes. Unless you just look at it, just get the tech fall here, and I think that's what it might be.
All right, at least we get to see a little practice here.
I think that's might be what he's doing, warming up. Like you said, a little technique instead of just coming out there and throwing. Because let me ask you a question, and this is no disrespect to Eldred or anything. Mullen's a different level. We've established that. When you would wrestle somebody who would get into the finals of a tournament like this or another tournament, and you were the higher seed or the better wrestler, and they upset somebody, would you focus on that because you don't want to just go out there and have a quick boom, boom, especially?
Yeah, you want to work some takedowns because, like, the practice room, the club wrestling room, they're good, but it's not a live match. And so you just want to make sure, obviously, like, stay good position and everything. Don't get caught in any silly throw. But yeah, I think you want to get some reps out there before heading to the big dance.
Jimmy Mullen with the tech fall.
First period tech fall.
First period
no
tech fall with about 10 seconds left. Wins another title. As we said, Mullen won it as a freshman at 285 in 2020. They're doing the medal ceremonies now, obviously, as we have other matchups going. We're actually going to go with interviews, but what we're going to do is while we're here, the live stream is done, we're going to go to the third place mat. We'll watch a little bit of the Dylan Patcher, as we said, from Jefferson. Give you a little footage, and then when we get Brian Soldano over here, we'll get him out. Then we'll get Schlett when he's done, and we'll also have an interview with Mullen. So we have a little bonus coverage right now as we're watching the third place match. And like you said with Patcher, you were talking yesterday with how he's doing. You see Patcher's nice throw right there.
Whoa.
Talk about Patcher. He got a little, looked like he was getting frustrated right to his back.
Hit it today and fired up.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think he was upset. Most people are, but, coming in, you thought you had a shot at the finals. I think he was upset that he lost. It was, a little annoyed, but you know who doesn't annoy me? Sponsors. Jag 1 Physical Therapy. Over 100 locations in Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey. Jag 1 Physical Therapy. If you have any rehab needs, give them a call. Jag 1 Physical Therapy. And Mercedes-Benz of Paramus. 755 Route 17 South, Paramus, New Jersey. Mercedes-Benz of Paramus. Lightroom Studios Photography. They are the ones who provide all the photography for West Milford's athletics, and they are a huge proponent of the school. And Three Roads Deli, West Milford. Go get some sandwiches, go get some lunch. It's still early. You need some stuff for parties. Three Roads Deli has catering as well. And I'm fat and I enjoy their food. So Three Roads Deli.
Way better than Two Roads Deli.
The third row adds a little extra flavor. Emmel's Automotive Repair, 2 Lakeside Road, Hewitt, New Jersey, 07421 973 728 1220. Good quality work done at a fair price. And West Milford Thai restaurant. Good food. I was stuffed when I went there. I wasn't a fan of Thai food. However, I love their food.
What's that?
How did Jimmy do?
So
he was quick. Tech fall.
We are going to go to an interview with Brian Soldano. I've talked to this kid so much in the last few years, I don't know what the hell to talk about. He called his mom crazy on my podcast. They had the mustache wars. They've done everything. No shout out to Joe Maddow. You already have enough. You're running for mayor. But Brian Soldano, congratulations. Talk about this match. Super quick. I know you went out there. You obviously, are focused on next week. Just your feeling winning this.
Yeah, going into this match, obviously, I want to make it quick. Obviously, I want to showcase some of my skill. But the big thing was I really wanted just to show that I'm prepared for next week and that, my confidence level is super high and my conditioning, everything's feeling great.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, not much time on the mat there, but so what are you focused on, and what is your mindset going into next weekend? So your last trip to AC, sort of. What's the mindset, and what sort of mark do you want to leave on?
Yeah, obviously my goal is to be a 3-time state champ, and going into AC, the biggest thing is just being able to compete and do whatever I need to do to win, and a lot of this stuff that we're going to go through, the whole tournament's a big tournament, it's long days, and that just wears down people, and as long as I can be resilient to it, I'll be good.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you're headed to Rutgers next year.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big Ten. I wanted to ask you, when your move, was that a chasing off Winn-Dixie that you did? Or?
That was a mousetrap. We call it a mousetrap.
Okay.
Jack stole from Poke John. I was warming up with him, and I did it to him.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, so
all
you
credit
looked
to
at
him.
that.
All credit to him.
Yeah, wow, that was well executed. But chasing off is something similar. So I mean, what are your thoughts on wrestling in the Big Ten next year? Rutgers is a great venue to wrestle in. Obviously, we had a couple national champs a few years ago. What are your thoughts on joining the program?
Yeah, obviously, my goal through high school was make history, and now my goal now in college is going to try to make history as well. Try to be a two-timer, more than that. And there's no better division than the Big Ten, so I want to be the best I can be, and I'm going to compete against the best.
And lastly, just with Rutgers, I mean, I'm sure you had a lot of options, Big 10, Big 12, maybe Ivies. What kept you home in Rutgers? What was it about the program or the coaching staff?
Yeah, Coach Pollard probably has been the biggest thing for me to stay home. He's an amazing guy, and all the coaches there, though, are just amazing. And being able to go home on a Wednesday night right after practice or something, be able to see my family is something different. And not a lot of kids get to do that because they come from different states. So I think it's almost an advantage to be home.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. So, well, you've done Jersey proud already. I wish you the best of luck. I'm sure we'll see you at the top of the podium.
Thank you.
And continue making Jersey proud for Rutgers. And good luck.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it.
Good seeing you guys.
You know what I appreciate? West Milford PBA, the local 162, super supportive of all West Milford athletics. Mark Lindsay and Son Plumbing Heating Incorporated, 3 convenient locations, 973-728-8900. The Smoke Shack, Barbecue and Burgers, New Jersey. They have some of the best barbecue I've ever had. Give them a visit. You will not regret it. I'm fat. I know my food. State Farm, the Thomas Z. Big Agency, West Milford, New Jersey, 1489 Union Valley Road. All State Farm. Champion athletes. We just had him, OW, Brian Saldano. Wrestling Nutrition, Dan Warnikoff. Your body is a high-test car. Feed it the best fuel. Dan Warnikoff, Champion Athletes. Give him a call. UPWA Pro Wrestling, the best pro wrestling in the area. Quick. Sorry, UPWA Pro Wrestling, the best pro wrestling in the area. You want to see some great pro wrestling, give us a look. TheUPWA.com and the Near Fall Podcast. Every week, new episodes during the season. Available on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, GardenStateHSWrestling.com, the Near Fall Podcast. It's quick, it's easy, it tells you all about the local area with wrestling and what you do. And speaking of quick and easy, we're talking to the 215 champ who made it quick and easy out there with the pin, Aiden Schlett from St. Joe's Montville. Aiden, congratulations. Just tell us a little bit about this and what you did out there when you were wrestling and what you were looking for.
I was just looking for my team pumped me up because I had all of them in front of me, and that got me going. And they're my brothers, so I did it for them, and I did it for myself. I put a lot of hard work into this, and they were there to help me through it.
Yeah, it was awesome. I saw your semi-match yesterday, upsetting Stoll. What sort of mindset did you go out there with, and what were you trying to hit on him? Him being a top seed and a senior. What do you think was a difference in that match?
I didn't get to wrestle last year, so this is the year I want to show everyone what I got, and I've been working really hard, and I was seated lower than him. I just took it to him.
Yeah, no, well done, and you were in control of that match, and a lot of pressure when you were in the top position. So you're heading down to AC. You're a region champ. So that's exciting.
Thank you.
So what is the mindset going down to AC? What are you hoping to accomplish down there?
I'm just looking forward to. I'm trying to get on the podium. Everyone's dream. Place. Have fun down there. Do what I do best.
Nice. And last thing I'll ask, just because, it was obviously a dominant day by St. Joe's, and it pretty much seemed like a dual meet. We were joking, only a couple weight classes where you weren't represented. What's the difference between your program? What's the mindset in the room? What's the culture there at St. Joe's that sets you guys apart?
I mean, our seniors, Joe Mano, Roberto, Alex Almeida, they keep us going. My workout partner, Jimmy Mullen, they get the room going. Mike Delgado, the energy is crazy in there. And everyone, I got all my friends on the team. Like they do good, I do good.
Yeah. Iron sharpens iron, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So no, it's good to have talented wrestlers in the room. So yeah. Congratulations. We wish you the best of luck down there. We always root for our Region 1 wrestlers, so hope to see you on the podium.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The way things are going, Joe Mano's got to run for either class president or mayor of that town because everybody's shouting Joe Mano out. Yeah, everybody's here. He was back. You didn't see him here, but we're going to get to the Jag 1 sponsor in a second. Joe Mano was back here going, shout out Joe Mano, shout out Joe Mano. So you got it in without even realizing it. You know who told me to do something? Jag 1 Physical Therapy, and that's to talk about their practice. Over 100 locations in the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania areas. They'll help you get back to what you were before. They have plans that will help you recover in the way you need to. Jag 1. And Mercedes-Benz of Paramus. 755 Route 17 South, Paramus, New Jersey. Give Mark a call. Go get a new Mercedes. Unless you're me, who's broke and has a wife that likes to spend at Disney, then you got no money for a Mercedes and you're driving a hoopty. But I digress. She just shot me a dirty look. I'm sorry. And Lightroom Studios Photography. They provide all the photography for West Milford. They're a big proponent of the programs here as well. So thank you, Lightroom Studios. Now, Brad, let's talk a little bit about it. We're waiting on Jimmy Mullins. He's going to go over here and get this picture taken. We had a great county tournament we called. Talk a little bit about what you saw here at Region 1 and just kind of your thought process going in the States next week for what you think some guys are going to do.
Yeah, so we clearly have really talented wrestlers in Region 1. St. Joe's, I mean, that's kind of the main theme today, their dominance. We saw a lot of young wrestlers. So St. Joe's not going to be good just this year, but the next 4 years. So I think we're gonna see a lot of that sort of dual meet esque of St. Joe's. But think about it. The 106 bout. Remember that the energy started. Marchetto got a takedown right at the end of the bout. We went to overtime, got the crowd energized. This is, if you love wrestling, this is the best time of year.
Exactly.
The region finals, getting ready for AC. You can tell the kids sitting here are amped up. It's your last week. You put in so much hard work, so much in the off season, so much conditioning training, and now it's like I said before, can you keep that mindset, or do you want to check out? Are you ready for baseball season? Are you ready for spring? Are you ready for warm weather? Or do you want to give it one more week and just fight every position? So I don't know. I had a great time today. I know we talked about Walk Hill being a different environment, but
totally different.
I liked
it
here.
Both are the same. It's like one's one, one's the other. And Walk Hill had a different vibe to it. But I wasn't sure when I found out the format with the 3 mats. I was like, because usually like the big stage and the kids on the mat. I thought this was great because not only at the end, a lot of the championship matches were quick finishes where we could go to other action, but it was fun to be able to see everybody who'd represent. And you got a good shot of everything, and you just saw the quality of Region 1 and realize that that the quality of wrestlers they're sending down. There's a lot of guys I saw who finished third. Would I be shocked if a Rubin placed? No. Would I be shocked if Patcher had made a run in for? No. So a lot of other regions, they're top heavy with that 1-2, and then 3 and 4 will go down and do this. I'm really excited about Region 1, and I think they got a real shot at putting a couple guys on this podium at different weights.
I agree, and then we talked about that at the county tournament. Region 1 historically, if you placed there, you were pretty much assured getting on the podium top 8 in AC, and I think they're restoring that tradition to Region 1. And I talked about it being kind of like super region light because you kept a lot of the original Region 1 teams and you brought in some Bergen teams. And these wrestlers fight tough and the fans are knowledgeable. So Bergen, when I was growing up, we had Paramus, Northern Valley Demarest, Bergen Catholic, St. Joe's. Bergen is a tough area, as you can see. I mean, they're all those St. Joe's kids are from the Bergen area. So I think we're going to be well represented. And then when you have a region final where you have multiple national caliber wrestlers, I mean, you don't get that in every region. So and I don't know if you saw the Rutgers coach, Goodhell, would just walk out of the gym. So
Yes. He was here. He wanted to make, he's here supporting. He knows Brian's going down there because Brian's been training and doing stuff down there. So it's fun too because you look at a lot of these names, and especially with some areas, they'll be good in high school, but you won't really hear from them. We're going to keep hearing from Mullen. We're going to keep hearing from Saldano. We're going to hear from a lot of these seniors because they're that good. They're that quality that you're going to have. Seeing them, you mentioned it before when you were talking about the Big Ten network. You're going to see those guys. You're going to see them on these other networks. And sky's the limit for a lot of these kids. And that's great to see. A lot of these kids, and maybe it's me speaking out of turn, but especially with myself, a lot of the guys I dealt with in school, high school, where they were good wrestlers, weren't the greatest students. These guys are all around, so they're going to get the education. They're going to be doing what they need to do.
Yeah, I mean, even like Michael Delegata, so talking with him, his goal is not to just win states. He told me he wants to be a national champ. Yeah. So that's the mindset and the caliber of wrestlers we're talking about. And so that's not some pie in the sky idea. He could be a national champ. Yeah. And so that's the caliber of wrestling we're getting here.
He's already wrestling. He's already going out and wrestling on other teams like that. I mean, he's one of those guys. The only person I could compare it to at heavyweight was this. You may know the name or not. It was within the last 10 years. Jimmy Lawson from Manchester, the heavyweight. He was out there, and I try to explain to people as a heavyweight and upperweight, there's a lot of moves you don't learn as an upperweight. There's a lot of stuff you learn basic stuff, but you're not out there learning a lot of the stuff that the 106s or the 113s or those guys who are trying to get into it are. You're trying to use your strength to do other stuff. Jimmy Lawson was throwing moves at heavyweight that these other heavyweights had no idea what to do with. And he was just going out there and launching them and doing it. So you'd see these kids go out there and they'd be like, and they look at the bracket, they check their bracket, he's the top seed up there, I'm in the bottom. I'm going to get to the final. And then it's like, you're looking up at the lights and you're happy finishing second because you got no shot.
I always felt, and so that's funny you say that, because when I used to go up to Region 1, as a freshman and sophomore, I would watch what the top guys did. And I said, to differentiate, to be different at the upper weights, if you wrestle like a lightweight or a middleweight and you're aggressive, you can do sweep singles, you can do ankle picks, you can do snatches, you can do blast doubles, you set yourself apart from pretty much anyone in that weight class. So that's what you don't get a ton of that at 71, 89, 215. So with Mullen, being able to execute like a lightweight and just having that arsenal of moves from his feet, I mean, he's just, sky's the limit for him.
Speaking of Mullen, we're going to get him for a second with the interview. Apparently, NJ.com jumps in our way. We are live on the air. But, some of these kids you see, it's just, you're happy for them. And that's the one thing, too, especially, when I've been covering wrestling since 2007, and you go down the States, and there's some of those kids that, I don't want to say big fish in a small pond, but they're catered to, and they get that attitude. Jimmy Mullen's not one of them. Brian Saldano's not one of them. All the kids that are winning are nice, respectful kids who are, doing what they need to do, and they're not doing anything.
Yeah, no, I agree. I saw humility across the board from every champion I spoke with. So it's good, like you talked about before, going down, not cocky to AC, but with that cautious confidence. We talked about Padilla having that, and just, I think that's what you need down there, because you need to go down, believing in yourself, but not with a swagger, not like I can knock everyone off, just like having confidence and trusting and using what's worked to this point for you.
And I think that's one of the things we saw today with some of these great teams, besides the talent, and because everybody has talent, but it's producing. And I think when you look at St. Joe's Montville, or you had a Del Barton yesterday, or Bergen Catholic, they have it where they have the personalities, but then they have the guys in the room that can also calm those personalities, and they're the one, it's a nice mix. So while you have the personalities to get the guys hyped for matches, you also have the personalities that can calm them down and get them focused on what they're doing.
Yeah, it's good to have that. You can't have everyone be like a super type A, like bouncing around. You need that yin yang in the room to balance out. And so yeah, you want those quiet leaders who lead by example, and then you want those vocal ones as well. And I think the results for the team as a whole speak for themselves.
I think I'm going to try to get the attention of Jimmy Mullen We'll get him over here for a quick interview.
So I don't know if you noticed, but I've been trying to dig at what's the secret sauce in the St. Joe's room. Hopefully it gets unveiled.
I want to make sure we get Jimmy Mullen if possible. We'll send my camera person over to get him. Jimmy Mullen by the bleachers with the hair. Yeah. Brad's going to go grab Jimmy real quick because apparently people just get in our way. But I want to take this time, before we talk to Jimmy, thank you so much to the West Milford Athletic Department, the school, and everything they've done. For bringing us here. We did the region, the county tournament on the last minute. Now here we are doing the region final. So thank you so much to the West Milford Athletic Department, Joe Tenacosta, and the staff there for bringing us through. All our sponsors, as we've mentioned, champion athletes. Jag 1 PT, Mercedes-Benz of Paramus, Lightroom Studios, 3 Roads Deli, Emil's Auto, West Milford Tie, Frank's Pizza, West Milford PBA, Mark Lindsley Plumbing, Smoke Shack, State Farm, Champion Athletes, the UPWA, and the Near Fall Podcast. Thank you guys so much for your support. Everybody who purchased it, whether to scout or whether to just watch, I hope you enjoyed it. We do these more. We're actually going to be doing more of this next year with more live streaming, getting the matches out there. I'll tell you what, if you bought this live stream to scout this guy and try to beat him in states, I think you wasted your money, and I might be offering refunds. But we're going to, Jim, talk about this. I know we talked a little bit about beforehand. Last year you went and did what you need to do, put yourself on a national stage. I know it was a decision both you and PJ Casal made to go out because of how the region go. You're back in the state. You're on a roll. Just talk about your final and just moving on to states again.
For me, it's just having another great weekend of wrestling. I don't like to try to treat it any different and have a different kind of a style going into a different tournament. I mean, if I just wrestle my style, Jim Mullen style, then I should be fine. I mean, I have 12 guys going down there with me from St. Joe's. I mean, it's still like a team tournament for us. Like it's not just now it's individual. I just worry about Jim Mullen. Now I'm still representing St. Joe's down there because we have a lot of guys down there. I think we can make some noise as a team. I think we're in there with any team in the tournament just for the team race. So if I know I do my part of it, we should do really well.
Now for this particular match, it seemed like you probably could have closed it out earlier, but you had several takedowns and a few turns. Were you trying to get some reps in before heading to the big dance?
So I just want to roll this match straight into next week. I mean, cool 5-second pins are cool, but I mean, for me, if it's just one match all day, you're not going to get anything out of it. You're not going to break a sweat. I mean, he was a great wrestler. He had a great weekend. He beat the number 2 seed, so shout out to him. But for me, it was just, all right, now we have to get the momentum going into states where now it's just bonuses and we're going to start putting it on people.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, and I think that's important, especially in the region final. You don't just want to have a quick pin. You want to go down there with momentum. So in terms of St. Joe's, and I asked this of a few of your wrestlers, you mentioned 12 of you going down. You had a pretty dominant day. What do you think's different about the culture and then the mindset in the wrestling room there?
It goes back to when I was in 8th grade. St. Joe's was just an up-county team. We weren't up there with Burton Catholic yet. We weren't up there with Del Barton. But, I mean, I had one of my best friends growing up on the team, and he introduced me to school. I mean, me and Mike made the decision to go to St. Joe's, and we weren't that close, but now we're probably one of my best friends, and he's a killer too. So I know as a team, like if you have a good group of guys who started off to lead that group, everyone is just going to start getting in after that. You're going to make some noise. You can put St. Joe's on the map. Then all these 8th graders and stuff that are looking at St. Joe's or look at Bergen and Del Barton, they're going to see the family bond we have at St. Joe's, where I think is unmatched. I mean, I'd rather lose with these guys than win with anyone else. These are my guys right here around here.
Yeah, no, it's pretty incredible. We were joking. It felt like a dual meet. I mean, you guys, pretty much every weight class, save for a couple too. We're in the finals, so I know you're likely favored heading down next weekend. Any sort of frame of mind or mindset you're going down with? Are you pumped? This is the exciting part of the year.
Yeah. My dad. Funny story, my dad hasn't booked a hotel room till last night when I actually officially made it to states. He wouldn't. He's all against the whole like looking forward thing. It's one match at a time. So when I won my semifinals match, he started telling my family, all right, you guys can book me a hotel room. So he finally just booked his hotel room. I just know it's New Jersey. It's not a random state that the wrestling high school tournament. I mean, this is New Jersey. For me, it's probably the toughest state tournament there is. I mean, PA is obviously good wrestling, but they got multiple state tournaments out there. I think this is the heart of wrestling when it comes to states. So I know it's not just me in that bracket. I mean, I might be the only one top 10 ranked, but I mean, there's Paramus Catholic, South Jersey kids, like there's a lot of good wrestlers in this state. Where at heavyweight, there's gonna be a couple kids that are gonna be out there that are looking to take me down. And my thing is just keep wrestling my style and then take one match at a time and hopefully do repeated results from freshman year.
Yeah, awesome. So you've been Don went through your credentials, your resume. You've been in some big matches, big tournaments. You've had some amazing accomplishments. What do you like about it? Do you thrive on being in center mat under the big lights? Like what? Talk to us about your feeling about performing center mat.
So when we started our Brent Catholic duel at heavyweight, and I mean it was cool to get the momentum started for my guys, but I was really hoping I was the last match and it came down to me, because that's what's the best feeling for me, is when everything is going on and everyone's going crazy and the whole crowd is going crazy. They don't know what's going to come down to, and I know it's me going out there for my team, back up my guys, because I know whatever I have to do, I'll go out there and do it for my team. We just had a fun weekend of wrestling.
Yeah, so you're a performer.
Yeah.
You like being out there performing for the crowd, and I can sense that from your style. I guess last question, you've accomplished a lot so far. What is your ultimate goal? Do you have an ultimate goal where you want to be either at a college, like national level, beyond that? Like,
I mean, everything is aim for the top. So my goal for this year is to be New Jersey State champ again. After the year, win any tournament that I participate in. If I wrestle in college, then my goal would be national champ. I still have no clue what I'm doing there, but right now, we're just going to worry about next weekend, roll in with my team, and just have fun.
Yeah. Okay, so you may wrestle or play football in college? It's still up in the air?
It's still up in the air, but I mean, I have couple good opportunities to wrestle in college, so I'm still looking at all my options. I mean, I'm a junior, so I still have another year at this, so I got a little time, so I'm just waited out. No reason to rush the process.
Yeah. Enjoy it. So, congrats on the win. Like I said, you're fun to watch, so we're looking forward to seeing you on the mats down at AC next weekend, and I'm sure we'll see you at top of the podium.
Thank you so much.
So best of luck.
Joe Mano, our 126-pounder, said he wanted a shout-out because he got a buzz cut, so he's the real Slim Shady. All right, thank you so much.
I think he batted 1,000.
Yeah, Joe Mano should be the mayor or class president, but
Good luck, man.
congratulations. Remember, you can check us out, GardenStateHSWrestling.com, the Near Fall podcast. We'll have one here for the next day or so, and then we're going to be doing one before states and during all three states. But they're kicking us out of here. We got to run for Brad Soltis. Thank you so much again thank you so much for coming out and helping us. But for Brad, Jarrett, the podcasting legend, my wife Amanda, who's going to spend the next 2 days spending my money in Atlantic City before reluctantly coming on Saturday. I'm Donald J. Brower. We'll see you in states, and like I said, admin at GardenStateHSWrestling.com if you want us to come see you next year. Thank you so much.